read exactly what this book says. You guys might find it interesting. A long time ago, way before you were born, a group of white people made up an idea called race. They sorted people by skin color and said that white people were better, smarter, prettier, and they deserved more than everybody else. This would be taught if we socialize our pre-K system. This would be taught.
Do you disagree with that findings in the book?
1,000%. How about we teach Jesus loves me? How about this? In teaching Jesus loves the little children, the lyrics go, red and yellow, black and white, they're all precious in our sight. Now, which one would you think would be better? I'll ask everybody on the panel, which is better to teach? This, that is a story that was made up to teach our kids, 3-year-olds who have no idea what race is, now all of a sudden is being taught that white people said this as a truth. Someone point at me that this being a truth, that white people developed race.
First, it is important that we teach Jesus. And
Absolutely.
Jesus is what we teach.
So which one is
but
better?
The reality
is. So do you think this is
Could
the
she
right
answer
thing?
the question, please?
No, I don't want reality. I'm asking the question, which one is better? That's exactly what it is.
Got it on tape.
Misspoke.
Coming from a galaxy near you, this is Brothers in Booze. And here are your hosts, Greg Washington and Doug Ziegler.
Misspoke. Love that. Love that. Welcome to Brothers in Booze. He misspoke, y'all. No worries. Hello?
Also, I'm not going to get into the whole story that's made up thing versus what he's trying to talk about, but yeah.
No, he confirmed that it's reality. He doesn't want anything to do with that. He confirmed it. He said it. Then he said he misspoke.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not misspeaking when I say that I'm enjoying this German-style Hefeweizen ale from Cherry Street Brewing in Tennessee. I'm not sure. I got this from a neighbor with the beer exchange. So it looks the part. It feels the part. Heffa is not my favorite style, but it drinks the part. It's the time of year for Heffa.
Very much so. I've seen a few of them out in the wild, so that's good.
Yeah, it's the time of year.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, I'm going to give you something that this is something my wife and I had at a brewery. We went to Wallen Pawpack Brewing in Pennsylvania up in the Poconos. This is not a style you see a lot of, Kradzicki. I believe it's a Polish or German style. And this is bourbon barrel fermented. So I said aged, fermented. So there's a difference because this is only 3.3% ABV. But I had it at the brewery. It's smoky as shit. It is so smoky. It's like a campfire. That's why they had the whole campfire on there. So I really loved it. So I'm going to pour some and tell you what, if it's different in a can. I had it on tap, so I'm wondering if it's a bit different, So
Wow.
And I didn't have any glassware to fucking pick. I just picked this thing because it looks cool. I don't know what glassware to use for a Godzicki.
It does look cool.
Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna have to wait a bit while that settles, but yeah, I'll give you a little whirl down when that kind of settles down now. So yeah, yeah, that was the thing that just really threw me. They had a regular Godzicki that was actually higher ABV than this, and it's not bourbon barrel. They said it specifically bourbon barrel fermented. I don't know if that's different than bourbon barrel aged. I think it is, but I couldn't tell you what the difference is, but like it just makes it the super smoky, not like what's the one German brewery that makes all smokers like Skrilenka or something to that like that, and all their shit's like crazy smoky. Not that smoky, but like you can just smell it. It smells like a fire. It's super good.
Mm-hmm. The glass should be okay. Yep. That's correct.
And the thing is, it's smoky, but it's so light. Like not just the ABV, like the flavor is so light. It's such a weird amalgam of flavors, but it's delicious. So cheers, folks.
Cheers. And of course, asking you shall receive.
Of course. Yeah, I could not remember. Thank you, Daniel. You're on it. You're always on it. That's why we love you, man.
Yes. And we love our guest, so we're just gonna jump to her.
Let's do it.
She is the one, the only. I hope she's ready because we usually talk some bullshit before, but she's the one, the only Afro beer chick. We haven't had her on for a long ass time. And Doug, you pulled her in. Not that I couldn't, but you pulled her in, and she's here, and she's great, and she's my friend, and we love her. And what's up? What's up?
Yay!
What's
Hey,
up?
I'm back. What's up? What's going on,
Yeah.
y'all?
Been too
Uh,
long,
I
and
get
that's
it.
mostly
I'm
my
ready.
fault. Blame me. Blame me. It's mostly my fault. What's in the glass? We're always interested in that, of course.
So, you know me, because I have my whole setup over here. I'm going to start off light. So, I'm doing the off color beer for brunch, which is like one of my favorite.
Oh
It's
yeah.
Berliner style ice. Can't talk tonight. Brewed with orange and Chardonnay grape juice.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's the
Okay.
shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's the
All
shit.
Color makes some good shit. So
Off
I
color.
swear they
stuff.
do. Yeah, they make some really good shit. So I'm kicking off with them tonight.
yeah. What was the
Ooh.
ABV on that? What was the ABV on that?
Come on. Let's see. Oh, it's 5.8%.
The starting light for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have two bottles of. Like I have two barrel aged stouts and two bottles of bourbon on my table right now. So yeah, I'm gonna step it on up.
Yeah, you're gonna light it up a bit. That's all right.
It is
So if I start
excellent to
swearing
see you.
words, you
So
already know why.
yeah, but what's been going on in the world of Afro beer chick? I know that you went to Dark Lord Day, so I am really interested in hearing on about that on the top. But what else is going on? Tell us about what's been shaking lately.
Well, on the beer side, I kind of had to slow it down because this is the year of madness for me. Senior year for my last born kid. Got through prom last weekend, going through graduation next weekend, and then I'm getting her off to school in August. So a lot of my energy and finances has been put towards
Amen to that.
this year. Man. So yeah, I had to kind of cut back on the beer bourbon side for a little bit and really focus on getting her ass out of this house.
And that means you're going to be an empty nester soon, right?
Hell yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love my kids. They can always come home when if they need to. But, I'm celebrating the fact of the reduced obligation, which means no more running from work to activities, parent-teacher conferences, or, just keeping an eye on them like they were, smaller toddlers. It's like, hell, you're damn near an adult now. So you have to start navigating yourself through life. And I'm here to guide, but it's that reduced sense of obligation now. I get to step back and just guide.
Yeah. I'm there. We're in the midst. I had one kid graduate college and two kids graduating high school right this year. So it's been crazy. Prom thing. Like I was telling you before the show, I had I don't know, did I tell you before? My brain's a mess. My kid was driving to prom and hit a pothole and got a flat tire. So I had to go help them. And then I put the donut on. The donut was half flat. So I had to give them my car to go. So I drove their car with the shitty donut back home. And it's like, what a way to start off your prom night. Like, perfect.
Wow.
Yeah. I did tell you that earlier. Now I remember.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Did it end well, though? Did the night end well?
Well, yeah. Chalonda, you're there. Mine's at the prom right now. So I don't know.
Oh, this happened today?
Yeah.
Super dad.
Wow.
I send mine to prom in an Uber. Like, okay, ain't nobody gonna see you get out of this damn car. I mean, it's downtown. By the time there's nowhere to park. So there was, proms nowadays, I don't know, especially in the Black community, it's become the Met Gala. Okay. So I have watched prom send off just like be astronomical crazy where they say, they hire DJs, they have full parties. It's just crazy. We did an old school prom send off. There was no expensive car. rented an Uber. I mean, got him there in the Uber because it was downtown Chicago, so there's no place to park anyway. So it was like, and then too, since COVID, there's nothing for these kids to really get into. So a lot of shit ended up closing early. My kid was back at home by 11:30. She literally came straight home after prom because there's nothing for them to do. It's not like it was back in the 90s where I didn't get home till like 7 o'clock in the morning.
I didn't get home the next day. Yeah.
Right. And I'm a lame-o. I didn't go to my prom, but I was there later after. So
the after party.
Wow.
yeah. So I didn't get home until like y'all. Right. And then we hit up a Perkins. I don't know what it was back then with y'all. You know, we went to a diner and was messing around there. So yeah, it was good times. So yeah, both of y'all are approaching at empty nesters. I'm approaching the empty nester age, but I don't know when exactly they're going to be going out. But that's all good. That's all well good. So
Yeah.
ABC, prom, man. We'll skip the question. I was gonna ask y'all how much does that shit cost these days.
You don't want to know.
Okay.
I had a budget. I've had friends who have spent like crazy amounts of money. She had her dress made. Even with her getting her dress made and whatever I was going to do, I had a budget of staying $1,200 and under. And I was under that budget because I was dead ass. Like, she's getting ready to go to school, which means there's a lot of stuff that have to be paid for that way. On top of that, I had to come out of pocket for some of her tuition. So there was no way I was spending like more than $1,200 for prom. It just wasn't going to happen.
I don't even want to say how much we spent because it was way less than that. Because I'm a cheapskate, and I was like, nope.
I mean,
no,
but
we got they got a nice dress that was like $300. That was like $300, and it was new, which is really fucking good to find a new dress for that price. And they had their hair done for like $100, and we paid for their gas and their dinner. That was it. So like it was expensive for my taste, but like I heard $1,200, my husband was like, "What?"
Okay, so $500 a cost.
The budget was $1,200. Oh, I came in less than that.
Oh, okay. Does she keep that? She keeps that dress for $300, right?
Yeah. It's not a rented thing. Yeah, it's not like,
and it's a dress that they can wear anytime, right?
They won't. It's sparkly and
it won't. I still have my oldest daughter's prom dress. And matter of fact, and I just reached out to because the lady who made my daughter's both of their prom dresses also made my wedding dress. So I said, hey, I may have a fashion show coming up. You want to use the dresses that you made in your show? I mean, just so they can be reused. Other than that, I'm going to find somebody's banquet for me to wear somebody wear this big dress.
I
never knew it like happened to those dresses. That's why I asked.
Well, my daughter actually, yeah. Thanks, Aaron Gavea. By the way, Boston lost. Lol. Anyway, Anyway, my daughter sold her prom dress from last year. Like she sold it like online, and like there's like a market for clothes like that, and she sold it to make money off of, which I thought was a cool idea. At least then somebody gets to use it again. But I like your idea of like having like, hey, do you want to use this for one of your shows or something? Like that's an awesome way to like repurpose that sort of stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And then what happened with the transportation? ABC, what happened with the transportation? Did you drive? Because we heard about Doug's transportation. Did y'all's daughter do the limo, or what was going on? Or y'all drove her, or what was going on?
Oh, my daughter took an Uber.
Okay.
Yeah, because you said there was like no parking in downtown, so like why park? Yeah.
Okay.
Downtown Chicago parking is ridiculous. For 1 hour, it can just gonna cost you damn near $25. So it's like, no, get in the Uber, get out. No one is going to see you get in and out of this car.
Right. Right. I was like, is this like the Grammys where like everybody sees what you drive up in? You know what I mean? You hit the red carpet, and like I don't know how proms are these days. And I would suspect too that they're different because of the pandemic. And you said some things, right, Doug? Did you or ABC?
No,
you said some things, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of things, because of the pandemic and people are short staffed still, because the service industry took such a big hit. A
Mhm.
lot of restaurants are closed now by like 10 o'clock. In the 90s, when I was to prom, restaurants were open till like midnight. So midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning. So we were able to still go out and eat. And now it's like by the time these kids got out of prom, there was nothing for them to do unless you're gonna hit the 24-hour IHOP.
I hop in your prom gear. That would be freaking great.
Right, right.
When I went to prom, I was 18, and my prom date was 22. And my friends, well, my other friends who I hung out with, we went to this club, Excalibur, downtown Chicago. Now, I was the only one that was underage. They didn't even bother to card me. So after the limo dropped me back off at my grandparents' house, my grandfather had just got like a brand new truck, so he let me take it for the night. So I went in, switched out of my heels, put on some brand new white Air Max to match my dress, and we went and we kicked it the whole night. These kids don't get that. I mean, I feel bad for them, but there's a lot of nonsense going on nowadays, so I can understand why they shut things down.
Right. Man, that's early to be home at that age.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, gentlemen, did you make your mic and shirts match? Well, I definitely made my shirt match.
There you go. Yes, that's the love, the ABC shirt. Yes. Okay.
Doug has one too. I know. He just didn't wear it tonight.
Well, I'll tell you why, because that shit's so much bigger on me now than because of losing the weight from having a heart attack. So it's like,
oh, you're floating it.
It looks like a nightshirt on me now.
Right.
Well, you know what, Doug? I'm going to have to send you another one because I feel the same way, because my ABC shirts that I've ordered for myself, they look like night shirts because I've lost so much weight as well. So it was like, man, I need some new shirts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you've had a great journey with that. So kudos to you. Awesome job.
Doug, stay on that line of conversation if you want.
Yeah. So I think I'm not going to quote how much you said you lost, because I'll leave that up to you, because I don't want to put anything out there that you don't want. But you've had a real fabulous journey with that. So can you explain that a bit, please?
Yeah, I have. Well, when I last posted, I had lost 73 pounds, but now it's at 77 pounds. So my overall goal was 80 pounds. So I said, once I reach 80 pounds, I was going to give myself a brand new car. So I'm just a few pounds shy, but I'm getting there. Yeah, it just got to the point to where what happened was my daughter, she took a picture of me, and I was like, oh my God. My stomach is sitting in my lap. I just look, and then I noticed, at my heaviest, it was just hard for me to move around. I was like, I got to do something about this. I'm still too young, and I still have so much life in me. I cannot just sit around and get bigger and bigger and bigger. So I had to do something about it. So I just started to change the way I eat. I moved around more. And, I hit the gym like 3 days a week. And don't get me wrong, I check myself. So my thing is, I don't deny myself anything. So I had to stop and take a big look at why I failed all the other times I tried to lose some of the weight. So, back in the day, what I would do was I would deny myself. And then when I would indulge, I would overindulge. Now I don't, now I don't deny myself anything. I'm just more conscious about how much I'm taking in. So, and it worked. It worked.
I mean, I'm all for people losing weight any way they can. If it works for you. I also think, like, if you're happy where your body is, no matter what that weight is, go you. Like, I think that's cool. So yeah, and also I don't suggest doing it how I did, Gil. I've said this on the show before. I had a fucking heart attack, and then I was terrified, and I was terrified to eat for like 3 months. Like,
wow.
I was terrified to eat. I was eating like salads and oatmeal. I was just, so it was not a great way to lose the 50 pounds I lost. But yeah. So, but your way is a far healthier way to do it.
Well, thank you, Dan. And Aaron said he found my 73 pounds. And someone asked, how do we lose weight with drinking? Okay, for me, again, it's all about, for me, it's just like balance. Gil wants to know how are we losing weight while drinking. For me, it's just all about balance. So it's like, I'm going to still drink. I just don't drink as much often. So like I literally pick and choose my days. So like I knew tonight I was gonna be on the show, which means I was gonna drink more.
Yeah.
So earlier this week, I haven't really drank anything. Tomorrow, I'm hanging out. I'm gonna drink some more. Dark Lord Day, when I went to Dark Lord Day, I knew that was gonna be a whole shit show. I was gonna drink. So it's just like I just kind of balance, like, okay, I'm gonna pay attention to what I'm eating. If I know I'm going to have a heavy drinking day, I know I have to eat something because I have to get something on my stomach.
Yep.
But I'm going to be more conscious about what I eat. So which means I'm going to load up on like the leafy green vegetables and the fresh fruit. You know what I'm saying? Versus the heavy fried foods.
Yeah. I sorry, I just saw what Aaron said. All right. That's what I do on the show, Aaron. If I sat here and did nothing, it would be great. It would probably be a better show because Greg would be talking more. But yeah, I think what I did is it's like I look at it like a budget. Like if I'm like, for me, sodium is a giant deal. I have to be really careful about that stuff. So if I know, like, if I'm going out to eat, I just don't eat much sodium at all during the day. I just kind of do that. And then because I can't control what's at a restaurant, I don't know how to make their food. And they don't put sodium content on their menu. So it's like, okay, well, I'm going to have a lot more sodium normal at night. I'll just not eat much during the day. And, I get the willpower thing. There are days where I just want to eat every fried food thing in the fucking world. Like there are days, and then some days I'll have okay, well, I'm going to have some fried food. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fry some fish. At least the fish makes me feel like I'm not just freaking loading up with shit. So it's still bad for you. I still do it anyway. But, you just try to do the best you can. That's all. And like I said, if you lose weight, great. If you don't, and you are where you are and you're good with it, listen, everybody's body's different. Everybody's body reacts differently. And, yeah.
Don't ask me because I don't think I've lost much weight, but I do the portions. And I think portions really the control of it. That's the real control that you have. You're going to have your impulses. We like what we like. We like our booze. We like our beer. We like that stuff. So completely eliminating it is really not, I don't really think it's even an option. But I think, again, the portion size is really important. And I think Chalonda said that really gracefully and nicely. So speaking of portion sizes, I'm not going to finish that Hefeweizen. And I'm probably not going to finish this Maibach from Lager and Friends. But it's a good one, though. And I'm not a big fan of Maibach, but this one is good. And Maibach is May beer, basically. So Lager and Friends was a little beer festival I went to a couple weeks ago, and this is the beer that they had for it. It was a collaboration, Gathering Place beer. So it was good one. It's nice to see Aaron Govea and Gil in the comments section, y'all. Nice to see y'all. Shout out. Y'all aren't regulars, or if you're regular viewers, you're not regular commenters. And I know Aaron's here because of ABC. And Aaron loves himself some ABC, so I know that's why Aaron's here. I know that for a fact.
Hey, Aaron, how you doing?
Yeah, y'all had a dual appearance, and that was amazing. We should do that again. That was great. Good times. What were you going to say, Doug?
I was going to say Aaron doesn't tune in when for Beer Chick isn't on here because I'm on the show, and
right.
We are mortal sports enemies because I hate almost everything Boston, and he's a giant Boston sports nut. So,
and last week was not good.
Yeah,
but y'all heat are getting y'all pennants now. But that's another.
Yeah, for sure.
But Daniel, they're proud of me that I haven't had a late night bodega burger. So what happens, ABC, is that Daniel used to make us all hungry because he was talking about, Doug and I live out in the woods, so we can't be getting these DoorDashes and all these different things that Daniel gets in, New York City. So Daniel used to be buying bodega burgers and all kinds of
at night.
Yeah, and it was not good because Doug and I were like, stop it. Like in our personal chat, we were like, Daniel needs to stop. It's awful.
I feel you, Daniel. There you go. Because I think the last time I was on, you guys got on me about the food I post when I cook.
Right.
You can cook like a motherfucker, though. That's the thing. It's like,
right. Which leads me to ABC. And this is why I asked you before if there's anything that you don't want to talk about because you are an open book. We know that. You ain't afraid, or you're unapologetic about the way you live, what you eat, how you roll. And we love that about you. That's one of your best qualities. That's what attracted me to scream and holler when I first met you at Barrel and Flow. I was like, I can't wait. So this is a multi-level question. So I'm very fascinated about how you move in the beer industry. And one of the things I love following you about is your collaboration with Rev. And so if y'all know or don't know, ABC does a collaboration that she's going to explain to us a little bit here after I'm done my long-winded question. But my long-winded question is ABC does these collabs with Rev, and they're like beer cocktails, I believe, mostly. And I just want to know how that looks. Like, it is so fascinating. So do you mix that shit up at home and then go to Rev, or do you go to Rev? Is there a panel that says, y'all sit around and like, yeah, this is good, and you add more or less, or
like Shark Tank for cocktails?
How does that all work out? Yeah, like, can you get us into that room, or we can't know about that process?
No. Rev is the everybody at Rev is amazing. So what usually happens is like John or Sam from Rev, they say, hey, we have these beers. If you're interested in, creating some new cocktails and creating videos, we got you, give me some beer to experiment with. And then once I come up with a cocktail, my 3 cocktails, say, okay, you guys are ready to do videos, and let's go. And there's no panel. They just kind of trust my process. So I go in. Yeah, so I go into. We pick a day to go to the brewery where they're closed, so we can film, and I just kind of create the videos there and call it a day. Like, and it's so funny because like they just reached out to me for another set of videos, but I told them, I said, look, I'm in the middle of senior year madness, so catch me in June after graduation, and then I have some downtime until I have to get this kid off to school in August. So, but yeah, it's been fun. It's just they trust the process, and I have always appreciated them for that.
And what exactly?
And it's just shit off the top of my head.
Yeah, tell the people who don't know. Tell them what a couple of them look like, the cocktails.
Okay, so for one of them, it was like the beer mosa. So I went to the tap room and I was just having a beer. I think it was the Infinity Hero, and I was sipping. I was like, man, this would be a good cocktail. And I hit John up, and I told John was like, okay, well, we got you. So they gave me some beer to go home and experiment with, and I came up with the beer mosa, which that should be, I think they're going to start releasing that video pretty soon. Their sour series are amazing. They're my favorite to make the beer cocktails with. So like, I think the last video they posted was the Rev Rita. We used like the strawberry one. And actually, shout out to Jay West here in Chicago. He was on Chicago Today, and he showcased the beer Rita for them and gave me a shout out for that. So I really appreciate him for that. He was the one that did the collab with the Heroes, the Honey Ale with Sam Ross from Goose. So those just amazing brothers. So I gotta give them love. Those are my homies. I love them so much.
Yeah, Sam's the best.
Shout out to Sam Ross.
Yeah, man, we gotta get him on here sometime.
Oh, he'll do it. Like, no matter, I'll take my look.
That would be off the hook just to have him on here. I'm telling you,
I'll put you in contact after the show. But yeah, Sam is so cool. Sam, yeah, Sam and Jay. So they're really great. They're really great. Yeah. You also need to get Black Calder on here too.
I would love to have them. I have their shirt. The problem is I also got their shirt, and the only size they have was large, and then it shrunk when I washed it. So it's like now I'm like wearing like a half shirt. So.
Yeah, but we just did a brew day with Sam. I just did a brew day with Sam and Terry from Black Calder from upcoming Juneteenth beer that's getting ready to come out. So I'm excited for that.
Hey, the Black Calder thing. Before we move on, I was walking to their booth at Barrel and Flow last year, and Garrett Oliver was talking to them, and he shook their hand and walked away, and the guy was like his eyes were just massive, and I was like, that was pretty cool. He's like, fucking right it was. Like, he was just so
Hell
cool.
yeah. I mean, when I went to Barrel and Flow, do you have Garrett Oliver? Okay, first of all, I was stuck at my table, so I couldn't leave. But then Garrett Oliver came up and said hi to me. He was like, I heard that you're stuck in your table. I was like, I am, and I can't move. But the fact that he just came and talked to me, I was like, oh my gosh. I had a total fan moment. Like, oh my gosh. This
Yeah,
is so
yeah.
cool.
That was cool. So good beers too. The beers they had there I really liked. So Greg, you were gonna go into something. Sorry, I interrupted there.
No.
Okay.
No, I'm good. I'm good actually with I asked my Rev question and she answered it really well. So you got something, right?
Yeah, I got a second beer, and I'm gonna go with the classic. One of my all-time favorite beers, Dragon's Milk. Yay! I have one. Weirdly, these regular Dragon's Milks are like not easy to find where I am. I can find the variants more than I can find the regular Dragon's Milk for some dumb reason. I don't know why that is.
Okay.
So, I mean, this is a classic. Everybody knows this one, I believe. I don't really think I need to do too many tasting notes, but I do realize that I went down to my cellar fridge tonight to look for something because I pulled something out because we're having Afro beer chick on. I want to have a fucking good ass beer there. So I realized I have, I think, 3 different Dragon's Milk variants that are sitting in my fridge down there, one of which is 4 years old. So at some point, I'm going to have that on that show. So,
all right.
oh, God. I love this.
Getting ready to break open the VSOD from Revolution.
What's the VSOD?
Yeah, what's this one again?
This is, so this is their Imperial Stout VSOD. Let's see here. Oh, this is like one of my favorites. It's Asian bourbon barrels, and this is 14.2%.
Woo!
VSOD.
Okay. All right, you're putting my little 11% over here to shame with that. Holy shit!
And mind you, I have my bourbon on the table, which
on standby.
Between that and the Penelope, it's gonna get lit over here, baby.
Nah, look at you. Cheers to that shit. I want to hear the tasting notes on that though. Because
oh man,
like we had Doug Valicki on here from Revolution, thanks to you actually, because you helped hook us up, and he sent us some stuff, and he didn't send us one of those. I had dark mode, and I got what's their big barrel release shit. Death Star.
Deep Wood,
I had
Deep
that.
Wood there. The Death Star. Oh yeah. My favorite of the whole series, I would have to say, is the Cafe D. I love that's a great breakfast beer because I mean it does have coffee in it. But then they had a 10-year. Oh god, that shit was so good. It was like their anniversary beer.
10-year.
I don't have any more of those. Huh?
Yeah, we didn't get any of that sent to us. We didn't get any of that sent to us. Though.
No, we did not. I mean, we got some great shit. I got an anti-hero too. But
yeah, we're not. I'm not bitching. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Maybe I can send you some mail.
Look at you. Oh man, that looks so good. Just look at the color on that shit. Oh.
In my Deep Wood glass.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Excellent. So I got a question for y'all in case if we're done with talking about Rev for a little bit, right, Doug? You're good?
Yeah, I love Rev. I just wish I could visit it because it's fucking 15 hours away from my house.
Oh, Rev is great. Rev is great. And I've only been to one. I haven't been to the place that Chalonda does the videos. I've been to the other one. Big Warehouse. My family really enjoyed it. I love that.
I've done that both.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've done that both. I've done it at the brew pub, and then I've done it at the tap room. And
commenters, I want to hear your comments on this too. But I'm pretty sure this relates to everyone on some level. Can you smell a certain type of alcohol and it reminds you of a time you almost died? ABC,
you first.
Crown Royal.
Oh.
Let me no. Okay, so since you know me, I'm transparent. Crown Royal. I had to make a pact with God, and I'm not even a religious person, that I would never touch Crown Royal ever again in life. And I haven't in about 23 years. So what happened was I found out I was pregnant with my oldest daughter, and I was pretty far along, had no symptoms. Like I was far along. No symptoms on no base. Hell, I was 7 months and didn't even know it. Okay. So yeah, there's no, I was like, I could have been on that show. Like I didn't know I was pregnant because I really did. So when I had so happened, I went to the doctor for an annual, and she's like, "Oh wait, something's not right." And I'm like, "No." She was like, "I'm gonna give you a pregnancy test." And I'm like, "No, I'm good because it's been about 7 months. Like I'm good." She's like, "No, I'm gonna give you one anyway." And she did. Came back positive. She said, "Now I'm gonna give you an ultrasound like right now." Came back. She's like, "Do you feel that?" I was like, "No." She's like, "That's your baby, and you're moving, and this baby is 28 weeks, and you're about to pop, within a couple of months."
Oh,
I said, "You're lying." I was like, "You're lying to me. You are fucking lying to me. I know you lying to me." So after that, I went home and I'm in tears, like, what the fuck more? Because I'm thinking about all the drinking I had done like 24 hours before that. I mean, I was getting it in with I was fucking lit. And I was like, well, and I found out I was pregnant. Of course, didn't drink anything else after that. And I was like, I started researching. I started, fetal alcohol syndrome and what can happen. I was like, oh my God, please just let this baby be okay. I promise I never said I wouldn't touch alcohol again. I said I wouldn't touch Crown Royal again.
You made a very specific request.
Right. I kept that promise. So in 23 years, my daughter just turned 23 a couple of weeks ago.
Wow.
I have not touched Crown Royal. And it's so funny because even now when I smell it, it's like, oh my God, no, I don't even want it. Get it away from me.
Wow. Oh, here's one I've heard said before.
Yeah.
Jägermeister. Right. What's up, Doug?
I'm going to go with a classic. Tequila. That is
Any kind?
I can drink tequila now, but that took me fucking 25 years to get to a point where if I smelled it, I would retch. And it was a college thing. I drank damn near a whole bottle of tequila myself, and it was
Jose.
It was cheap, shitty stuff. It was not anything good.
Cheaper than Jose?
Oh yeah, it was something that I don't even remember the name of it. And I clearly had alcohol poisoning for like 3 days. I was so fucked up.
Wait,
I felt.
Did you eat
terrible.
the worm?
I don't think there was a worm. If there wasn't, I was so drunk I probably ate fucking the worm and went out and ate worms out of the ground. I don't know. I was so drunk. Like it was bad. It was bad, and I seriously for many years could not even smell it. A runner-up is the Trader the runner-up is the brother of Jägermeister's Rumpelminz. Rumpelminz is fucking terrible. Like
Rumpelminz is horrible.
Hey, you want something that vaguely smells like black licorice and drinks like mercury? Great, drink this. I'm like,
right.
What about you, Greg? Let's get yours. What's yours?
Oh, I'm gonna put it up here. It's easy. It's simple. I'm never drinking this shit ever again. And it was horrible experience. It was brutal. And here it is, y'all.
Oh, Mad Dog. Mad Dog 2020. Oh my goodness, dude.
You know what was so funny? When it was so funny because my younger sister, her dad, whenever we would go to his house, he used to drink. His drink was Old Granddad.
Ooh.
And we used to swipe sips of it, and I was like, "Oh, this shit is so nasty." But as an adult now, I rocks with that Old Granddad 114.
Yeah, but that's the 114. That's the good shit. That's not the Old Granddad that was $5 a bottle when your dad was drinking it fucking 50 years ago. Yeah,
right. But then it was so funny because even like my grandmother, she used to make these rum cakes, and she used to pour. She would now of course when you're cooking with alcohol, when you bake with it bakes off. Mm-hmm. Her ass used to poke holes in a cake and pour the rum after she baked the cake. So we were lit. I mean, like, yes, she would pour the. Yes, she will pour it up. She will pour it in sections, and she will poke holes in the cake, and like she will pour so much of the rum in the cake, let that soak up, and then go back like an hour later, pour some more. So by the end of the night, the whole damn bottle of rum was in this fucking cake. So when we were eating, it was like, oh my God, like you're tasting the booze. You're
literally getting
so for a long time, I could not drink. I couldn't fuck with rum because of that, because of them damn cakes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what? Now I want to do it. Now I'm actually gonna make one probably this weekend because I want to do it.
Oh, you should. You should. And you should post that shit because I want to see how that is. I want to hear that it is.
Yeah.
Rum is unfortunately something that rum is something unfortunately that I can't drink because I have no off button. That shit, I just drink that shit till I'm laying on the ground. I don't know like how to stop. That is my no limit soldier of alcohol.
Is that your next Rev collab? Is rum cake ABC?
Oh.
Look, y'all know I love cooking with booze. Like I've made bourbon chocolate chip walnut cookies. I have made a bourbon glazed pound cake. I have made bourbon walnut brownies. So I do love cooking with booze. Actually, I should, with Liz Garibay.
We know.
I'm actually gonna hang out with her tomorrow. She calls me the boozy bitch. So I should create a cookbook called The Boozy Bitch. I should.
Yes. We got to get Liz Garibay over to a Barrel and Flow.
Yes.
Yes. Absolutely. You do it, Dave. You what? Oh.
I can't. Because
it's time to send the girl off, right?
Right. When I was set on coming, that's when she was going to go to Ohio State. But now that she switched her school, dorm move-in is that weekend.
Aww. Boo. Yeah. I was looking forward to actually meeting you in person. That is like that was the biggest thing I was looking forward to for Barrel Flow. No shit. Like I was really looking forward.
I was even looking up plane tickets, like, okay, maybe if I pop in on Saturday, pop out and come home on early Sunday morning, get up and drive her ass to school. Like I was trying to work it out in my head, like, how can I make this happen?
I guess that just means we have to go to Chicago, Greg.
You already know. You already know that one beer festival there is up banging. I can't think of it off my head. But the one I missed ABC on this year. What was it?
Yeah.
Oh, how you go to Phobab knowing I'm there and then don't even hit me up?
I want to go to Phobab.
I was looking for you though. I was like, I'm gonna find ABC here. There's only one ABC. I mean, there ain't that many black chicks running around this damn thing.
Walking around.
Right. There ain't that many. I was like, I'm gonna find y'all, and
But you have my number. You could have called me.
I'm bad.
Greg is terrible with anything with the phone. He's like a Luddite. He doesn't do shit with his phone.
I'm
like, Greg, you have my number. You could have called me. I could have met you somewhere in Phobab.
I know.
Hey, I want to show this comment for because since we have a resident Chicago person here, we have to ask him.
No, that's not Daniel. That's Gil. So Phobab is a festival of barrel-aged beers that is a big-ass barrel-aged beer fest party that happens usually within the second week of November here. So you have your local breweries as well as other breweries from different states coming to bring their best beers, and it's like a competition in a sense, like where they're going to be judged. It's a beautiful shit show. I always look forward to Phobab.
Really nice. Doug, that's the time you got to come, Doug, is Phobab.
Oh, okay.
That's the Chicago time.
November in fucking Chicago? Like, that's colder than New York.
No. Not till December.
It wasn't
not till December. Just like New York, man. New York's not that cold in November. You know that. It's December and January and February where I would even still go to Chicago in those times because I mean Wisconsin's a little warmer.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so this thing I want to get your opinion on, Chalonda, because it's talking about Malort. I have never had Malort. Oh, look at
want
that.
You don't
Never
want
yet.
it. Sorry, my dog's going gangster outside. You don't want. You're not missing out. Lord is one of those things. Either you love it or you hate it. There's no gray area when it comes to my Lord. And me personally, I'm on the hate side. That okay, Greg. Growing up, and it's usually black households. That's why I say Greg. I don't know if it happened to you. Were you ever given like Father John's, the cough medicine?
Mhm.
That's what that shit tastes like. Father
was the
John's
cough
cough medicine.
medicine
As
again?
a kid, it was
Barbara
Father
John's?
John's.
Father John.
Father
Yes.
Father John's.
Father John's.
It was
I've
like
never heard
the
of that.
worst.
Mhm.
Right. That's like it was usually given in like the black households. It's like the worst absolute cough tasting medicine ever. And that's
Ever.
what Malort tastes like to me.
Ever. Right. It's really
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah. Yeah. I it's funny, like I see shit on TikTok where people are trying Malort, and like there's this guy who does this whole thing where he's like he calls himself unemployed wine guy and he makes cocktails with Malort. And it's fucking terrible. And he's just like, this is bad. And he's but he does it all the time. And I'm like, yeah, I keep hearing how Malort is like an experience. And I do want to try it just because I want to try it and see what it is. Because I have had lots of awful things in the name of trying it just to see what it is. So why not that? Let's try that. So
Mhm. Mhm. When can we expect the Father John sour from Rev?
Not my
Afro beer chicks, Father John sour.
Yeah.
that is not something I would ever sign off on.
Yeah.
A non-variant dog.
No,
Yeah, I almost always have variants. So yeah, it wasn't on variant. I actually found it, and it's something. It's like I love Dragon's Milk by itself, but I always find the variants. And then I found a place that actually sells the regular Dragon's Milk, and I was super happy because I could just buy the regulars. Oh, the fact that it sucks is the point. Great.
I don't know what to tell y'all with that shit. I just don't know.
Also, there is a thing. This is something I don't know if you've ever experienced this, Shalonda, but the idea of like Fernet. Have you ever had that?
Yes. So the last time I went to, actually the very first time and the only time I ever had it was not too long ago when I went to Metropolitan here. I met up with Liz and they did a shot of Fernet. And I was like, what the fuck am I doing with my life right now? Like, I'm good. I'm like, it tastes like a medicinal mint. Like, I don't know. I can't know. I'm good.
Give me a second. I have something for you.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
Well, I was gonna get my beer, but I'm not. I'll wait for him to come back. So tell us real quick about the Juneteenth collab. I didn't know nothing about it, and you didn't. I don't think you said that much about it. So what's going on? Let's hear about it.
That's the only thing I can't go into detail just yet because of Sam. But so
Okay.
I was just there to be a part of it. But I'm gonna make sure
Hold on,
Sam
Doug.
gets on and he can tell you more about it.
Okay. You can't even tell a style. You can't say anything. Okay. I'm gonna try.
Don't give away. You
Look,
can't.
it was a lot of drinking
I ain't
that day. I
trying to-
think it's a weed. I think it's a lot. I think it's a weed. It was a lot of drinking. I did more drinking than I did run.
Okay. I'm sorry, Doug. Go on. I'll be back.
No, see, Doug, that tastes like a medicinal mint breath mint. I'm good on that.
I had it because I needed it for a cocktail, and I don't even want to try that by itself.
Malort is right up there for me with porters.
What? Come on now, you can't do that. You even
can.
You said a couple of times. I've seen you go on social media say that you found porters that were decent.
I found a porter that I can drink, but still overall for me to say, "Oh my God, I love porters." No, porters are still like that thing. Is just like, okay, like I ain't there yet. You know what? It's so funny because I used to be like that when it comes to sours and wild ales. But now I'm finding I love sours and white also. So I'm still doing the whole porter thing to try it. But I mean, there's some, they're the good that I've had, but to me overall, it still tastes like thin ass brown water. And I said that, Daddy Porter. I'm talking shit about porters. Now what?
Yeah. Hey, listen, that's fine. You can like what you like. We always say in the show, drink what you like.
Yes.
Nah, it doesn't
yeah.
apply to ABC with this one. No,
I do not feel the love. I do not feel the love.
nah. We got to draw the line fucking somewhere, Doug, and that's it. God damn.
Hey, you draw the line there. You didn't draw the line of me shitting on avocados for 3 years. So
Yeah, but whatever. There's literally
I'm
one
gonna
thing
get a shirt that says "fuck porter."
Let's go. Let's do it.
And with my ABC logo, I'm gonna have a shirt that says "fuck porter."
And I would buy it just to troll you. So let's do it.
It don't matter. I'm gonna get the coins. So you can do it. If you're gonna buy it to troll me, go ahead, knock yourself out.
Right. But Brian, at least someone else acknowledges what I've been going through for years with this lady. So just so you know.
But at least we can say I'm consistent with it though.
You're consistent. And this is really the only thing you and I ever really disagree on. So be it. So be it. But I did see you drinking some, and I do have my I got to do this, Doug. I got to get a porter crew going, because I do have a porter crew, because they do be all up in her mentions when she's slamming beer, and I don't really have to do anything but go and and be like, hell yeah, I got my porter crew. So we're gonna get the porter crew growing for sure. But what I actually go on ABC before I get to this.
In my defense, I didn't say I didn't drink porters. Like, I would drink them to try them, but they're still like the last. I'd rather drink a Malort than porter.
Oh, now you gotta be. That's a little nonsense there.
Back to this. Anyway, so what's not disrespectful, Doug, is my love of this brewery. And I was wondering if Afro Beer Chick, if you ever had them before. This is turning into one of my favorite breweries in the state. They do fantastic shit. They are Super Moon Brewing out of Milwaukee.
Super Moon. You've talked about them before.
Super Moon is heard of them. So the next time I come to Chicago, I'm bringing you Super Moon if I can get a hold of it. This brewery is so dope. Yes, they have a tap room. And if the next time you're in Milwaukee, I can hook you up. I can get you a pickup even if they're not open. Me and the owner are good. And Super Moon does so long story short about Super Moon. They started during the pandemic. They do a lot of like barrel aged stuff. The problem is, obviously, during the pandemic, everybody got shut out of breweries. So this motherfucker, Super Moon Rob, he just made all these beers and just stashed them. Like, we'll get to those. So now he's like slowly still rolling these wonderfully fermented like pale ales. And like, Doug, it's not like, barrel age. It's more like oak fermenting and, with bread. And the beers are just so delicate and sweet. I had the triple a couple weeks ago. It was the best triple in Wisconsin. Sorry, Giant Jones. Sorry. And Giant Jones's triple is, Doug, you already had that one. It is superb. But Super Moon's, I'm telling you. So Super Moon is super dope. It's fantastic. I don't think I've ever had Middle West. So this is a oak fermented farmhouse pale ale with Cascade. Yes. So let's see what. Ooh, this smells great.
We need to know. Don't do that. Don't mail me porters on a regular basis. That stuff would be sitting outside. Don't do that. I'm like, nope, I ain't get it.
Stop it. Forward that shit.
Hey, I don't know whether that must be lost in shipping.
So this is a light drinking complex pale ale with a little bit of a sour end. It is fantastic. Super Moon. I'm headed to Milwaukee tomorrow, ABC, for a beer trip. I'm going to hit up 5 beer gardens in a row.
Hey, man. If it wasn't tomorrow, I would have met you up there because I got family up there. And I'm only an hour away.
I know. Milwaukee's, and Milwaukee's coming up beer wise too.
I know.
And
one of my favorite spots up there in Milwaukee is 1840.
18. That makes perfect sense. Yes, that makes perfect sense.
Third, yep. Eagle Park and Third Space are like 3 of my top Milwaukee breweries.
Third Space. Yeah, and then I don't know if you know, we stole Pilot Project. Well, not stole them from you, but they're up here now too. Funky Town.
Y'all don't have the original. Don't get me wrong. Y'all ain't got the original. We good.
No, but we do. But we do got Funky Town, so I'm just happy about that.
What about isn't Venture in Milwaukee as well?
Venture, Milwaukee has a bunch.
Venture's Black owned, so yeah.
Again, Milwaukee's dope. Milwaukee is really, really doing it. But Super Moon, I'm telling y'all, I can't get enough of this stuff. They're really, really great. Cheers. Hats off to Rob from Super Moon. He's a really nice guy, approachable. And it's nice because I can just email Rob and I can get to pick up whenever I want. So, yeah, you head in there with Chris and Landon. Landon will be there. Chris, I'm not sure. But yes, Landon and I we're hitting 5 beer gardens. And we'll probably end up at Third Space because I want to get some of those hop waters that Third Space has. And Doug, I'll probably send you one. I want to get these hop waters, hopped with Mosaic and Citra. And ABC, I saw you acknowledge that. Are you seeing hop waters down in Chicago?
Yeah, Lagunitas has hop water, and then we have some other smaller breweries that are getting into the hop water. So yeah, it's hidden in Chicago.
What do you think of those?
Me?
I'd rather just drink regular water. I'm just
okay. I don't know. I've never had any, so that's why I'm asking. I've never had any of them.
Yeah.
Were you saying, Doug?
I was going to ask, what about your thoughts on NA beer, Afro Beer Chick?
Oh, I know her thoughts on this one. It's the same. I'm pretty sure it's the same.
Like, baby, see, do you like anything? Okay, so for me, I understand the concept of why people would drink non-alcoholic beer. I get it. It's not my jam. I've had people to send it to me. I've had different flavors, and it's just like, for me, if I want to drink non-alcoholic beverage, I'll drink juice, pop, or water. I don't like the aftertaste of NA beers. So for me, I'll pass.
Okay. Hey, to each your own. I was just curious because I hadn't heard your opinion. I knew Greg knew it, but I didn't. So no. All right. So I'm going to go to third, if I may. I pulled this out of my cellar fridge, which is a little over 2 years old. So this is a Belgian quad from Omegang. This is, well, actually, it's their double chocolate. I doubt the chocolate's going to be there because it's been sitting in my cellar fridge for 2 years. So it's probably just going to be a regular old quad. But I figured, you know what? I have so much stuff in my cellar fridge that I actually need to start drinking it. So I figured since, we got ABC here, might as well bring out the big guns, right?
I don't know what. It's so funny. I'm bad about, cellar beers because I like to drink my shit when I get it.
Well, what I do is I will drink this stuff. I will drink, like, if I get a 4-pack, I'll drink 3. And then I'll just throw one in my cellar fridge. I rarely buy just one unless it's a big bottle and throw it in my cellar fridge. Usually I will buy like 4 or 6 packs and I will just take one and stash it in there and just see how it does. But this still has quite a bit of head on it, which is surprising, but definitely not a lot of chocolate nose a little bit.
Oh, did we lose Greg?
He just went off camera for a minute, but it's okay.
Oh, okay. Cool. I'm over here ordering tacos as we're having a conversation because I know I'm going to want to eat after all this.
So interesting. This is a bit flatter in flavor. Still some chocolate flavor in it for a quad, though. But usually quads like really bold in its flavor. The Ommegang Three Philosophers is one of my favorite Belgian quads. There's that, and then there's Castile makes a chocolate quad that is by far the best quad I've ever had. But that's a Belgian, like from Belgium quad. So this is good. This is like when I put it in my fridge, it was 9.7. I have no idea what it's gotten to now after sitting in my cellar fridge for 2 years. But
yeah, that's the thing is like with beers, like I think that's why I like to go ahead and drink my beers. I do have a beer that I've had in there for a couple of years that Brandon Black Beer Travelers sent me from San Diego.
Montgomery?
Yeah, that's love my brother. He sent me a Horace beer. He had sent me two. So the first one I drank like right off the bat, and it was like really, really sweet. And so now I'm curious what this other one tastes like after 2 years. Actually, 3 years. Shit. 3 years. Because he sent it to me during COVID. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and I should say I said I had a Dragon's Milk that was 4 years old. I have beers that are older than that. I have 2017, 2019, 2020, 21, 22, 23 variants, or the regular Goose Island Bourbon County Stout. I have that. I just need 2018. I'm missing that year, so I can have a full ladder.
I had a Castile beer that someone had given me from 2013.
Oh.
We could not drink that beer. It was just like,
it depends on the beer.
It was like, I was like, nope, can't do it.
And it depends on how it was stored, right? If it was like stored where it was not, like I have a cellar fridge that's set at 55. Greg will also tell you that I'm storing them wrong because I'm storing them on their sides and standing them up.
I didn't say that.
No, but everybody else does, and you've agreed with them.
You guys are like truly the odd couple.
Oh, who's Felix and who's Oscar?
That's the question. You know what? I'm gonna start calling you guys the odd couple of beer.
I don't even know what he's talking about. I agree with him actually, but
well, the thing is.
Speaking of Dark Lord Day, I do have Dark Lord.
What the fuck is that?
This is Dark Lord. This is
look at that.
Like one of the variants. So shouts out to John, one of my followers who came to Dark Lord. He and his lovely wife was like. They ended up getting a double of a variant. It's one of the Sundays because, like, when I went to Dark Lord, I didn't pay for the ticket to get the beer, but they gave me a Sunday. This is one of the variants.
Okay,
then this one is Chemtrail. Chemtrail. And then I was given by someone else. This is the regular OG Dark Lord.
Look at that bottle. Holy fucking shit.
See, when you're cool like that, people just give you beer, Doug.
Nobody gives me beer. I just,
right.
I'm barely not that cool.
And there's one guy who I think his name, and then there was another guy, I think his name was Michael. He's like, hey, I follow you. And I said, oh, that's so cool.
Right.
I'll tell people, if you see me out, walk up and say hi, because I love meeting my followers.
And just give her beer.
I said, you're going to give me a chemtrail? Seriously? I was like, okay, shit. Well, I'll take it. But yeah.
The last time I saw you in person, I gave you alcohol. So we all follow this. We follow. I'm telling you're just magnetic like that.
I have made amazing cocktails with that brandy too, with that watermelon brandy. So I still have more than a half a bottle left. So I'm actually going to put that in a beer cocktail.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I'll probably bring you another one the next time I see you. I love that. I love that distillery. They do good shit, as you already know.
Awesome.
Doug, a sister said that I would be correct if I was telling you to not store them that way, even though I wasn't, but whatever.
No, and hey, look, I get it. I just haven't had a chance to fix that because I have 4 kids and a lot of fucking shit going on, so I haven't had a chance to fix that shit.
Well, I don't fucking care, but anyway, yeah, that sounds fun. So, I got another question for y'all if we're ready.
Yeah, bring it.
All right, so, you can only save 2 of these guys, and the rest have to go. And what I mean by the rest, I mean everything they've done goes. Ready?
Oh boy.
Oh, I'm saving Denzel right off the bat. I just want y'all to know that. And I'm saving Samuel L. Jackson because I just love the way he cussed at everything.
Why does Afro Bear Check have to steal all of my shit? Those are my two.
All right, put that back up again. All right, so let me think about this. So, all right, the one I'm definitely saving Morgan Freeman because he's in my favorite movie ever, which is Shawshank Redemption. So he gets a pass just on that bit. Although
He's super dead,
I learned some shit about
Morgan Freeman's been the same age since like forever.
and Morgan Freeman is God.
That's true. He also like was weirdly involved in one of his nieces, like
no, it wasn't his niece. It was his step granddaughter. It wasn't his niece.
That's right. That's right. And
that
so
doesn't make it any better, but it was his step granddaughter.
Yeah. So all right, and also I'm gonna keep Eddie because fucking Eddie Murphy, and he's in some of my favorite movies. He's in Coming to America. Fucking, we were talking before the show. Shalonda posted a video about Boomerang, which is a super underrated Eddie Murphy movie that is fucking amazing.
Okay.
So I'm gonna rock with Morgan Freeman and Eddie Murphy on that. Like, this doesn't mean I don't like. Now, listen, Denzel is probably the best actor out of all those motherfuckers because he's like Training Day alone is like
he's legendary.
That's legendary, and that's shit that most people can't do.
Right.
So he also was one of his underrated roles was being the lawyer in Philadelphia, which is one of the movies
in Philadelphia.
Killed me. Yeah, explain it to me like I'm 5 years old. Was his line that shit? People say that all the time and don't realize that was something from him in that movie.
So the reason I kicked out Eddie Murphy kind of quick, actually, even though I love him, is because like he's made so many bad movies. Oh my god, Doug! Like
all of them made bad movies for the rest.
No. But Eddie Murphy, if you want to go down the list, motherfucker, I'm pretty sure that Eddie Murphy would be the king of bad movies in this one. Like yes, you named 3 good ones. You did. But the rest there's so many bad ones. Actually, you didn't name what'd you say? There's so many bad ones. There really is.
Okay, but he made more than 3 good movies, that I promise you.
Okay, and he also made like the Shrek count as one?
Shrek does, because Shrek was incredibly popular. Now he made shit like Norbit and stuff like so. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
You get shit like that. So yeah, so maybe you get some shit for that.
And in a close field like this, you have to separate people. You have to find nitpicky ways to do this. So that was my nitpicky way on Eddie Murphy.
Also, the dark horse in that group is Lawrence Fishburne because he was the dad in Boys in the Hood. He was Morpheus in the fucking goddamn Matrix trilogy. Like, and he's also in John Wick, which is one of my favorite fucking action series ever.
I have never seen a John Wick movie ever.
Right,
neither have I.
Do either of you like action movies? And by action movies,
I do. I just never seen a John Wick movie ever.
Me too.
I'm going to give you a quick thing about John Wick. You start in the first movie, and it's a very simple premise, and he just does all this. Keanu Reeves does all this kicking ass, and it's great. And in the second movie, they start expanding the universe that he was in that explains why he did what he did. And the third movie just blows that out even bigger. And the fourth movie is the best of the franchise by a mile. You don't see that. You don't see movies build where the fourth movie is the best one of the crowd. Like you're right. I had a friend of mine who is very into the Wick movies, and he was like, that fourth one, holy shit. Like I didn't think they could be better than the third one. And it was just way better. And that's how good that series is. It's really, really, and I'm going to say like my favorite action series before that was the Jason Bourne series because of the way it's filmed. I think the way it's filmed is really fucking creative. When they do all the very close up fighting shit, that is really fascinating to me how they filmed it. But John Wick's better. So
yeah, Fishburne is amazing in Blackish, right? That's Fishburne, right?
I've never watched that, so yeah.
Yeah, that's Fishburne. Yeah, he's hilarious.
I would have expected
really
Samuel. I would have expected Samuel L. Jackson to be in Blackish more than him.
Oh man,
Samuel L. Jackson,
Now he
Go on,
he,
ABC.
he wouldn't have been able to curse on syndicated TV. So yeah,
Right. And
Fair.
like you
and-
motherfuckers.
right. And Samuel L. Jackson, let's keep it clean here. He did it when it wasn't so cool to cuss. Like everybody cusses now. Him and Eddie Murphy came out cussing hard back in the
Yeah.
day.
And Samuel L. Jackson wasn't coming to America and said, "Who the fuck are you?" That was like one of the fucking great lines in that movie.
Right.
You guys want to know something that's so funny? So like for years, both of my children, whenever they would see Samuel L. Jackson on TV, because they would call my dad Poppy. They said, "Oh, mommy, Poppy's on TV," because my dad and Samuel L. Jackson look like they and sound like they could be twins.
Oh, Jesus.
Especially because my dad used to wear the Kango hat to the back. So whenever I'm like, I wish that was your grandfather, because I swear to God, we would be much better off than we are now.
Right. Exactly. That prom budget would be triple that.
Hell yeah.
All right. So I have a kind of a serious question for ABC. Not really serious, but kind of.
Okay.
It might be
Okay.
serious. It might end up serious. I saw something on your timeline that completely disturbed me about 2 months ago, and it was you hinting on retiring ABC, Afro Beer Check. So what is going on with that? And is that still true, or is that fake news? It can't be fake news because it was on your damn timeline. So what's going on with that? I was like, no, motherfucker, no. I'm not. I can't do that. I can't do it. I can't.
Do you know how many people call me about that damn, like, what the fuck? I know you better not. I honestly, I mean, literally, I got cussed out in my text messages. I got cussed out in my DMs, in my emails. Like, I had somebody who said, like, it was like, I don't even like to call women bitches. Like, bitch, you better not go.
Right.
I know you not. Like, quit playing with me. But I honestly had been thinking about retiring out ABC because you know, it's just like so many different things are coming up in life, and it's just like, okay, maybe it's time for me to just give it a rest and kind of go on the back end. But y'all ain't gonna let me go nowhere. I swear.
Not easy. You can do it, but it's gonna be hard.
Own daughter. Even my youngest daughter, the one I call a baby ABC, a baby Afro bitch, she's like, quit playing. You ain't finna go nowhere. It's like, no.
Right.
What if you did Afro Bourbon Chick?
You know what? It's so funny because I do have that name secured in Twitter and IG.
Look at that.
I could see that.
I haven't done anything with it, but I do have that name secured.
So I didn't see anything after that, and I kind of just written it off that like you felt, a lot of things were going on, especially with the senioritis and the prom and the moving and everything. There's so many moving parts that you felt that like it was probably best as a mom to maybe recuse yourself a little bit and kind of go a different angle. And then I saw you start the weight loss journey that you're on. So I'm like, yeah, she got a lot of things going on. So I didn't even send you anything. I didn't like the post. I just rolled my eyes at the post and acted like it didn't happen and just moved on. I was like, that shit didn't happen. That's fine.
Yeah.
I didn't even say shit to you. I wasn't even one of the people.
Baby, when I tell you, and it was so funny, I got cussed out. That was like, you ain't finna go no fucking where. I don't give a fuck what. You take a break. You ain't finna go. I mean, literally cussed out in my DMs. People who have my text messages. And it's so funny. It was my personal number that I was getting cussed out on. But then, I also had, like, when I was in real estate really heavy, they even found, like, my real estate phone number that I was using. Oh, you don't know me, but I follow you. And your ass is not going anywhere. What the fuck are you thinking about? I'm like, oh, damn.
Right.
Damn. Oh, I guess, like, damn, can I just take a break a little bit? You can do that shit, but you ain't finna disappear.
Right. But that also shows your profound reach. And sometimes I think this is a lesson that you don't know. Like, sometimes it's hard to realize your own reach. Like, and Doug and I make fun of this, but so I got approached recently. Hey, you're Daddy Porter, aren't you? And I was like, whoa, this is weird. Like, in a way, and I just don't understand my own reach. So sometimes when you're just doing it like you're doing it, and you keep it going, you get thousands of followers, but you sometimes only interact with a couple of them, you almost feel that like my reach ain't that small. But if you go out and would say, look, I'm done, or if I would say like I'm shutting down my group, I think I would get backlash that you got. I'm not looking for that. I'm just saying like I sometimes it's hard to realize the reach that you have, especially in social media, when sometimes you just put shit out there and then you know what I mean, you just come back later and see what's going on, but like you don't feel that you're really like changing lives, but you are.
Yeah,
You are
I can say that post was actually real. Like I was honestly thinking about, hey, it's time for me to hang it up because I'm getting up there in age, and I let the next generation come on in and handle. But y'all ain't let me trying to go nowhere.
We ain't ready yet. We ain't ready yet.
And I go down, and then I guess my daughter was like, "Ma, I'm about to be gone. What else?" She's like, "You already got so much stuff going on. You're not about to leave ABC." I was like, "Yeah, you're right. I guess you're right." But yeah.
Doug, what's going on? You got a follow up, Doug?
Yeah. So since you did this, I have to do this. I'm sorry, but you really need to do this. Since you said ABC, BBD, the East Coast family, and he has DeVoe Real Estate. Yeah. He owns a real estate company. No way.
He looks dope. He aged well.
Yeah.
He looks like
he does.
Thinker, doesn't he?
I took a break. I even took a break from real estate. I had to take a break from real estate. I haven't done that in quite a few months because I went back to school. And I had to focus on finish this degree up. So yeah. I haven't done.
Sorry, I had to pull it up when you were in the ABC. Every time I hear ABC, how can you not? I'm a goddamn creature of stupid fucking pop culture. So yeah.
All right. I got another question for y'all.
Let's do it. June. Shandy.
What's the question? If June was a beer style, what would it be? It would be, for me, it would be a sour because it's like the perfect weather to drink a nice sour on the beach. Even though we all know I would drink a stout in 90-degree weather. Don't give a fuck.
Same.
All of us.
Yeah, I would say it's like a wild ale.
Especially this one.
Yeah. I will drink stouts any time of year. I will say Goses are in that realm to me. I like Goses and Shandies are kind of in that same realm.
Goses. Yeah, that's a good one. Doug had one tonight in his stream. So boom, done, over. I'm gonna say one of the most unpopular styles for craft beer people.
Porter.
No, you're wrong.
It's actually
January.
American light lager. And not the cheap ones. I'm talking about like the craft beer ones, which are craft beers doing them and not excess, but they're doing them a lot more now, and they're doing them better than big beer, and they're tasty and they're light and they're crisp and they're lawnmower and they're shower. Do you do that shower beer thing, Afro Beer Chuck?
Do I do what?
The shower beer thing.
Oh hell yeah! I would grab a beer and be taking a shower with me in a heartbeat.
Czech pale lager. Yes, sir.
I think that's a good one.
Yes, that is a good one. Shandy and yep. So I wouldn't have normally said light lager, but since craft beer people are doing it so much, and I can find them almost not anywhere, but you can find them now. And I want to see more of them, so that's why every time I see them, I drink them. And they're doing good. Hefeweizen, yep, not my favorite style, so I would not. One of my least favorite styles, so I would not name it, but it makes sense at this time. And I had one tonight, and it's June. So yeah, Hefeweizen, Jeff, I got you on that one. Yeah, I was gonna say, Jeff, aren't you at the soccer game? But that's tomorrow night. Anyway, yeah. So June beer styles, y'all. Yeah.
Yeah, see,
Um,
I will say also as a part of the June beer styles, although it was released in May, is I know after Beer Trick you're not an NA fan, but Athletic makes a regular Gosa that is NA that is fucking outstanding. It's just as good as any Gosa I've ever had. I buy that by the 12. Like I buy 2 6-packs every time it comes out. It's really great, and it's good because it's a hot weather beer. It's something you just and most Gosas that's the way. Now, I don't know, like the Gosas that I like are not like overly salty because Gosas tend to be like that salty thing, but I like them when they're fruited or they're just kind of regular. I don't know. I dig. You know, Greg, you know I'm a big Gosa fan. You're not, but that's just my jam.
yeah. I was just not a fan of the bad ones, but now we don't see them at all. So then I'm kind of like, what's up? Bring them back.
Well, it's like anything else where they had like the brewed IPAs where they came for a fucking hot minute and then they left immediately. And it was like when like what was the fucking company that made like 18,000 like fruited IPAs? There were Sculpins.
Oh, Ballast Point,
Ballast Point made all these different Sculpin IPAs that were all these different fruited ones.
grapefruit,
Yeah, Ballast
pineapple.
Point is not around anymore.
Yeah.
I don't think
It was so funny because here there's a brewery that called Kings and Convicts in
Yes.
and they bought Ballast Point, which was confusing to me because they're not really known here in the Chicagoland brewing. It's like a bunch of people that have some money to play around with, and he said, "Okay, let's buy Ballast Point." And for me, I feel like if you own a brewery and your beer already sucks, you should have put that money into brewing better beer rather than buying another brewery. Because nobody knows your beer, nobody speaks of your beer, nobody even mentions your beer. So it's like put that money towards brewing better beer versus buying another brewery.
I will give you another one. I posted something in the beer group this week about River Horse buying Dewclaw, which
I saw that too.
River Horse is a decent brewery.
Yes,
in
it
New
is.
Jersey.
Yeah, it is.
But them buying Dewclaw is fucking big. Like they distribute a lot of shit all over the place, and I was like super stunned to see that. Now I will say River Horse make a very good Belgian triple. That is one of my favorite beers of theirs. They make a few other beers. I was so surprised, and it reminded me of the thing you just mentioned, Chalonda, where it was like this little brewery buys this big thing. Like, what? Why are they buying? Like, how are they affording that? I don't know how they're doing that. I don't, because River Horse is not a giant brewery, so I don't know how they're pulling that off.
Now they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was finding that to be weird to me. It's like, especially when let me just speak on Chicago alone, the Chicagoland area alone. Okay. I always said that when you come into this brewing scene, you have to come hard because there's so much good beer within the city of Chicago. Now, in the Chicagoland area, all right, and we're talking about the city of Chicago and the surrounding suburbs, not even all of the surrounding suburbs. We're looking at 170 some breweries alone. Within the city, there's about 80 breweries within the actual city of Chicago. So if you're going to come with some beer that sucks, you're going to easily be forgotten. Yep. So when you have like those breweries that come in, nobody knows you, but then you're going to go and buy a bigger name brewery, it's like, what the fuck are you doing? It's like, that shows me you're not really serious about the whole brewing thing. That means you just got money that you need to blow off for a tax write-off at that point.
Yep. So yeah, I got questions galore, but we're not going to be here all night because I'm going to drink beer all day in beer gardens tomorrow. So I need a little bit. It's going to be 90 degrees. Gonna need a little bit of sleep, but I do have some more questions for ABC. Number one, ABC, have you, since you joined, or it's really not a join, since you jumped into the beer scene, how do you feel that we've advanced in diversity inclusion? Do you see more women? Do you see more Black women? Do you see more Black people? Do you feel more welcome when you go to places? I know you got your places that everybody knows you and loves you, But when you roll into a new place, because you got 80 breweries, I know you haven't been to them all, or 100 or something. I know you haven't been to them all. I know you're trying now, but but do you feel the love a little bit more? And not because you're ABC. You should feel the love because you're ABC. But black women walking in, no one knows you. Is there a different feel than it used to be?
Okay, so that's a great question. So first of all, now mind you, I came to the brewing scene in 2009 when there was really no black people really doing anything with breweries. When I started ABC in 2017, at the time there were only 6 black-owned breweries because I was actively looking, and now I think we're maybe up to 80. If that, we're still less than 1%, so which means we still have a ways to go when it comes to that. Now, me coming into breweries, I'm going to say that there's love because I still kind of go to the breweries that, I know, and then they know me. I have walked into breweries that, the smaller breweries in some far region of the Chicagoland area that may not know who I am. And that's fine, because I'm not in it to be known. I'm in it to just love beer. And I have received some love. So I would say the hate that I have gotten, it has not necessarily been from the breweries themselves. It's been from like patrons who walk in and look like, what the fuck is she doing here? So it's like, you can't educate everybody's ignorance. And that just takes too much energy to even try. So my thing is, as long as I'm getting love from the breweries as far as respect, not necessarily, oh, I know who you are, but just showing respect that when a black person comes into your brewery, that's all I'm looking for. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, there has been some small steps, but we still have a ways to go, especially when it comes to equity inclusion. And I know that's going to bring us around to the Brewers Association. Hold on, we can take a drink on that.
Amen. Right. You know it. My sister. Yes.
I was very disappointed.
Yes.
I was very disappointed to find out what had happened. And when Ren posted, I didn't make a post about it because at that time I didn't know the details, and it's not my position to speak for somebody else without knowing any of the facts. But I reached out to Ren to figure out what had happened, and I said, "Hey, I'm not going to ask any questions. I just want you to know I'm here for you. If you need me to cut somebody out, please know I'm here. I'm here to do that for you." But to see Ren post said that she didn't feel safe, that escalated a lot for me. And it's like, it kind of came at a bad time for me because during that time I was going through finals of school and dealing with this kid, so I couldn't give it the attention that I normally would wanted to give it.
Yeah.
But just having conversations with Ren back channel, I'm like, hey, if you need me to speak up, me, I will cuss somebody out without hesitation. Like, let me know what's going on. But when I read what had happened, I'm like, that goes to show these motherfuckers still don't get it. And it goes to show, I keep saying all the time, stop using blackness and stop using diversity and inclusion as a trend. People use it as a trend to push themselves forward, not because they really want it to occur. It's because they want to make it look good. And for me, I'm gonna be honest with you. I said, honestly, I've had somebody to ask me to speak on these DEI panels. I was like, why do I got to teach y'all common sense? At the end of the day, that's what it is. We as Black people are not asking for any preferential treatment. We're just saying, treat us like you got some fucking common sense. That's what it's all about. And if you can't do that, then that means the problem's with you, not us.
And it's not our problem to educate you.
Yeah. And I feel this way. If you can take the time to go on YouTube to learn how to make fucking sourdough bread, you can learn how to treat us with some fucking respect.
You can Google that shit. Literally. You can Google that shit. What's up, Doug?
I will say, again, I am not an expert. I'm just speaking from the perspective of, like, I said in the stream before that I got added to be the co-lead of the Pride Committee for my organization, which is a giant worldwide company. It's huge. And I was really unnerved by it because I'm not a part of the LGBTQI plus community. But I'm going to tie this together, I promise. But it literally is what Chalonda said is exactly correct. It's common sense. It is treat people with respect like you want to be treated, regardless of how they look, who they are, how they profess their faith, how they profess their gender, sexuality, like whatever it is. Let people live the way they want to live and just respect that. And they will do the same to you if you just use your fucking head and fucking just treat people with respect. And granted, there are people that don't deserve respect, and I'm looking at you, super right-wing conservative motherfuckers, but that's me. But I'm saying, like, if there's someone who just wants to live their life and not be bothered by people, and they're not doing any harm to anybody or themselves, then let them. Like, it's super easy. Like, but you also need to give them a footing and realize that those folks also need to have an equal seat at the table that you're at. Like, they need they need that to be able to speak to their experience and let them, like, fucking listen. Like, that's the thing, as a white person, the cis straight white guy, my job as head of that committee is not to run the committee. My job is to sit there and listen. What works? What do you need? How can I help? What can I facilitate? And so, like, I'm making it a bit about myself, and I don't mean to. I just mean to say that I want it to be an equal footing for everybody. I don't care where you're from. I don't care how you identify. You deserve the same respect as me as a straight white guy. Everybody deserves that. Period. End of story.
So on that note, ABC, we're going to segue into the importance of a Black Brewers Association.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for that. Ah, yes. Now, Greg, you and I have had conversations over the years, and I have reached out to you. I said, look, this is something that needs to happen. Even if it wasn't me that kicked it off, I am so fucking excited that this is happening because I believe that there needs to be a safe space for the Black brewers in this industry. Because sometimes, and with recent events, I don't believe that the BA has the best interest of Black breweries at heart. So
Ren showed us. Ren showed us.
They showed us. So I am so excited that they did this.
And one thing real quick though, before I get more your opinion, Ren is not no shrieking little violent, fragile, triggered person. She's a tough motherfucker. So the fact that she came out of that, she's tough, she's seasoned, she's been talking about this forever. That's her gig. That's what she does. Like, don't for her to come out feeling that way was an eye-opener to a lot of people, because it's not like she came in like all timid and this is my first BA association event and I don't know any of these guys. No, she knew the situation. She knows the people. She knows the industry. I don't give a fuck if she's from Canada. She knows more about this shit than I do. She's in the game. She's rocking it. And y'all just treat her like shit. Like,
Ren is not fragile at all. Ren
not even remotely.
She's one of the strongest, sweetest
motherfuckers that we know. And I mean that in a good way. I don't mean it in a bad way. Like, you know, like they were calling you bitch when you're, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, she's a strong human.
So for Ren to come out and post that, I know something had to go down. I was like, when I saw it, it was so funny because I was in the middle of a final and I saw it posting and I'm like, oh shit. What the fuck happened? That was when I saw that, I was like, wait a minute, hold on. So then, I had to go to all her accounts that I found. I'm like, oh shit, these motherfuckers are fucked up. They got Ren mad. They had, what the hell? Like, what the fuck? Like, are you kidding me? Here's the thing. It's one thing because, y'all know y'all can easily set me off on certain shit. But for Ren, come on, man. I know you
Right.
fucked up when you made Ren mad.
Right.
Ah.
She came in, she comes in knowing, she comes in prepared, she's ready for it. Like, and y'all just had to take it to another level, in my opinion, to get her to feel that way. And that is as sad, it's tragic, it's bullshit. And this is why it's important that we had a Black Brewers Association. It's really, really great that they formed. You got a who's who of black beer on that. On the board of directors is a who is who. All those motherfuckers I have respect for. They're all great people. I just can't wait to see what happens and what comes out of this. Our Black Brewers need support. We got 80. I thought 80 was, when you say 80, I'm like 80. That seems like a lot. I could be wrong. I need to continue to do more research.
I mean, my numbers could be
but 80 seems like a lot from what I know. And I'm not, if it is 80, it's 80. But damn, we have over 10,000 craft brewers at this point. I think it might be less or something. It's kind of going up and down with people leaving and all that. But we got 10,000 now. So that's less than 1%. It's ridiculous. And
it's like 0.8%, if that.
It's obnoxious. And it's really obnoxious given, the rich history that Black people have as far as our impact on food in this culture, and how soul food is a backbone of American culture. It ain't going anywhere. And we've had so much of an impact, whether it be, don't even get us into the Uncle Nearest story. And I know I know that, and you're fond of that. So, we don't even know really half the shit that Black people made that white people stole. We still don't know the full stories on all of this stuff. And the only reason we know about Uncle Nearest is because somebody sued, and, Jack Daniels had to pretty much put up their hands and be like, yup, you're right. But it wasn't like, if I recall correctly, the story wasn't that Jack Daniels offered that information up voluntarily, is my point. So there's a lot of shit was stolen.
No, they didn't want them to know. They didn't want anybody to know that their iconic whiskey was actually because of a Black man. That was
right. They had to be They had to be sued in order to disclose that. If I recall correctly, right? Isn't that the story, or am I wrong?
I didn't hear about the lawsuit part.
Okay. But they were confronted, though, right? I thought it was.
Yeah, I know they were confronted. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So they were. I thought it was a lawsuit that confronted them, but they were confronted. My point is that they didn't offer that up, like say, "Hey, we're Black guy taught me all this shit I know." No. Like, you had to be called out and pointed out, and then all of a sudden it was like, "Oh yeah, this is what happened." So, like, my point is that we haven't. If we would do that across the board, I would suspect that we'd find out that Black people have vastly more contributions to the food area, and beer is food. So it's just the same,
Well, it's just like Patsy Young. Have you heard that story?
No.
Patsy Young was a fugitive slave. Patsy Young was a fugitive slave that everybody wanted. There was $100 reward for her in the 1800s because of her brewing skills. And again, a Black woman. Look it up, Patsy Young. The story's out there. I think Good Beer Hunting actually did a story on that. Okay. Patsy Young, a Black woman, was wanted because of her brewing skills.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So this is what I'm saying. So, ABC, I know that you're busy as hell, but we talked to the back channel about doing a marathon or a telethon, for the Black Brewers Association. So I'm here saying that we need to do that. I need you as a host. Okay, I need you as a host. You need to be one of my hosts. I need you. I need Brandon Montgomery, and I need Angie Taylor. I need Angie. I need Brandon, and I need you. You're my 3 hosts. So that's what I need. I don't need the host, but I'll produce, and I'll talk to all the people. We'll hopefully get Garrett. Actually, I need to run up on all these motherfuckers at Barrel and Flow. It's what I'm going to do, and then we're going to do it in the fall. So it is time. It is time. So what are we looking at, ABC?
This is Colonel E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof. It's that time. It's bourbon time. Yes, this is Colonel E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof. So yeah.
Okay. I would before we go, we're not. I don't.
Oh, we're not anywhere near there.
We'll wrap soon, but we're gonna wrap soonish. But before I go, I would have to ask, well, tasting notes on that. But what's going on with the neat pour?
The knee pour is kind of taking a break right now because of everything that's been going on.
Okay.
Yeah, so we kind of taking a hiatus at some point. So yeah,
it's not a retired thing though, right? I'm just checking.
Yeah, I don't honestly. I couldn't even tell you right now because there's just so much going on.
Okay. I'll bug you in about 6 months or something.
Okay.
But that y'all can find Deep Pour though. I'm pretty sure everywhere you do podcasts. And it's a lot of, to me, from what I know and what I've heard. There's a lot of evergreen content there, meaning you can go back and y'all what y'all talked about, it could be applied today. So check out the knee pour, y'all. It's ABC talking bourbon. So and other spirits too, I believe, right?
Yeah, you see the tag like I'm an alcohol enthusiast.
Look at that. So what's the tasting notes on those? Because Doug and I aren't big bourbon guys, but
no, I'm a Scotch guy. But yeah,
we'll drink it though. We'll drink it.
So this is very. Oh, well, hold on. What's the shit? I forget. I got so much on here. This one. What is the proof on this one? Shit, hold on. I gotta take it out the thing. This is the big one. So I know it's over. I know it's at least 100 because it's a barrel proof.
Yep.
This is 127.3 proof.
Oh man, Chalonda.
Yeah. This is a big one. It is bold. It is in your face. It is like, bitch, I'm here. Like, what's going on? But it's a lot of oak. It's a lot of caramel. That spice is hitting you in the finish. Hold on.
How about the burn?
You know what? Here's the thing. So I've had this one for a while. Now, when I first got it, that burn was like, oh my God. But because the air has hit it, because over the time I've been drinking it, it's more subtle now. So it's not as heavy as when I first got it.
Okay. Looks good. Looks the part.
Yeah.
All right.
It's my jam. So one of the when it comes to big bourbons, like sometimes what I like to do is I make lemonade ice cubes. So normally I usually just like the big lemonade ice cubes, and I just usually let it melt within the bourbon, and it turns into a nice, sexy cocktail.
Now, do you use like the giant square cubes? Or
yes.
Okay.
I use the big giant square cube because those melt slower than the traditional cube.
And plus they fit really nice in a tumbler glass with some bourbon. Like, I don't do that stuff with Scotch because I tend to drink it neat with a drip of water because that opens up like the peaty flavors, which I enjoy, but it depends on how you drink it, and everybody has a different way. And like you said, when I was in Scotland, like I was drinking Scotch, and like there were people that would just take like a dropper and fucking put water in it, and there were people that would have like a half a glass of water and just pour all that in it, and I'm like, hey man, whatever the fuck works for you.
Yeah, it's like sometimes I have tried it with like it's like a drop, maybe a drop or two of water, but not like a whole, not like more than a drop, because it's like then at that point you're changing the profile when really all you wanted to do is to open up more. So
that's why when you drink Scotch, like and listen, to most people, like when I had Scotch in Scotland, they were like, just open it up. Don't put a whole bunch of water in it. That's how they drink it, because you want to just do enough to change the chemical composition of the Scotch to just open up the scents and open up the flavors. It's not a matter of like, now there are people that are like Scotch on the rocks, and that works for them, and that's generally good for blended Scotch. But if you're looking like single malt, then you're not probably going to do that. But some people will.
Right.
And I'm with you and Daniel. Now listen. It's different for bourbon. Bourbon, I actually tend to drink just really neat with no water. Like I don't even put ice cubes in it. But I think for me, the part of the appeal of bourbon is like the burn of it. And while I am not generally a fan of that, I think that's like, to me, it seems like the way you should ingest it. Greg disagrees and just acts like he just drank a shot of bourbon. So that's great.
So one comment here before we go, not go, but so ABC, if you would ever want to make if you ever want to make a negative Porter shirt, I will absolutely be the first one to buy it and to wear it and to sell it. I would get all of our Porter gang to
You
wear
know
it.
what? By the end of next week, you look for that shirt because now I'm gonna do it.
Okay, let's do it.
Now I'm gonna do it. Now I'm gonna do it.
I need a nice
And I
brown.
go, hey,
I need it. Can I get it in brown for the brown water? It'd be perfect.
Oh.
Right. And then on top of that, a portion, and then here's y'all can put me on record. If a portion of the proceeds will be donated to the Black Brewers Association.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, folks. So if when ABC puts that shirt out, let's everybody buy that shit.
Yes, we're gonna do that. Yes,
that way we can support the Black Brewers Association.
And you know what? Honestly, to be honest with you, okay. Any profit from that shirt, 100% to go to the Black Brewers Association. And for me, I tell y'all all the time, I'm not trying to make money off of this. I'm just doing this because I love it. So I will donate any profit after my overhead. I will donate to the Black Brewers Association and post. Unlike some people from the Black is Beautiful movement, I will post receipts.
Oh, yeah, that was a big thing. I remember that. And Daniel wants a light brown color one. I'm with him. I'll buy 2 or 3. So especially if it's for that cost, I'm in. We will advertise the hell out of that.
Promote the shit out of it. Yep.
Cheers.
Let me get with my graphic artist on that. It's like, look, we gotta make this happen now.
All right. I'm glad I pushed it. And I'm pushing this for Doug. Doug, what are you watching?
All right. So what I'm watching is this interesting fucking show called Dead Ringers. Rachel Weisz is basically all right. So here's the thing: David Cronenberg, who's like the modern take on the person. David Cronenberg is a body horror kind of director. He directed
body horror,
meaning like just some really gory shit involved with bodies.
Okay.
Now here's the thing: so Rachel Weisz plays twins, who are genetic doctors and who deliver babies, and what they're trying to do is open up a birthing center so that they could help women deliver babies, but they also have a lab involved. But the big thing and I watched the first episode and I was enraptured by it, but I'm going to tell you, you watch that first episode and I'm going to give you some trigger warnings on that. That shit is hard to watch because it's about women who are pregnant and the trials they go through and how they are ignored and the pain they endure, how they are just kind of ignored on their body and how they deal with delivery and pregnancy. It's fucking hard because that is how it fucking works. And one of the women in it is a Black woman who says, I had a C-section and my body fucking hurts. And this doctor is like, you're fine. It's just normal. You had a C-section. Completely ignoring her pain. And she ends up passing away. Sorry for a spoiler alert, but this happens. I have seen so many things on TikTok and on Twitter just about the idea of people who are Black and how doctors ignore their pain threshold and what is wrong with them. And it is a referendum on women specifically and all they endure in pain as for pregnancy, IUDs, like all of it. And it is a hard watch, but it's fucking like, I feel like it's only 6 episodes. I've only gone into 1 and I had to like stop because I was like, I really need to fucking think about this because this shit is like really fucking hard. And Chalonda, you look like you're chopping at the bit. So please.
Yes, she is.
Tell you, this is everyday life for me. Like for real. Like I have gone to the doctor trying to explain what is going on with me. Like I literally like let me tell you something. When I got diagnosed with lupus, okay, went to the doctor. I knew something was up. I knew it was I knew it had to be more than my rheumatoid arthritis. I was like, hey, something is going on. Went to 3 doctors who were not Black. And it was the last one I had to cuss out. Like, look, you guys are not listening to me. They tried to write me off. And as I was cussing out that doctor, a Black doctor was walking up and saying, hey, what's going on? And I'm telling her what happened. She took me on. She forwent her lunch hour and said, hey, I'm going to take you on right now. She ordered tests. And that's how I found out I had got diagnosed with lupus, because it took one doctor to say, hey, I'm going to listen to you. Black women have the highest mortality rate in childbirth because we are not taken seriously.
Mhm.
And it's so sad. Like I can't tell you how many times I've gone to the doctor and prejudged where someone, oh, do you have Medicaid, Medicare, or whatever? I know, bitch. I have PPO. The hell? Like just being judged. You think that I have state and medical insurance just because I'm Black? Like what's going on? And they would treat you as such.
Yep.
Now, even when I was going through an issue with my youngest daughter when she was born, oh, we're just going to do surgery. No, you're not going to do surgery. You're going to explain to me what is going on with her heart, why you feel she has to have surgery, what's the deal. Finally, I went to Lurie's Children's Hospital in Chicago, and it was a Black doctor and said, hey, no, there are other alternatives to what she's going through. There are other treatments. Man, when I tell you this is everyday life for us, it's fucking ridiculous.
And that's, I'm gonna tell you, like, if you want to watch a show, and like I said, if you can tolerate the stuff of where you, like I said, it's a trigger warning because it's hard to watch. And I've seen my wife go through things not on the childbirth level because she had kids before we were together, but I see her just going into doctors and them ignoring what she's talking about. And she's a white woman. I can't fathom just how much harder it is as a Black woman. Or like
they have a God complex. They feel like they're God and they're just going to come in and just save you. I'm like, no, you got to listen to what's going on. And then it's like, I had a doctor to once try to prescribe me medication without even listening to me. I'm like, I'm not taking this shit because you didn't even hear what I was saying. And come to find out, the doctor that I went to, the next was like, no, had you taken this, that could have killed you. Like, the hell? Yeah. So yeah, it's everyday life for me.
Yeah, and I just, like I said, and there was parts of it. There was like when the Black woman died in that show where the dad was holding his kid, and she's like, "Well, we ordered this and it didn't come." And the thing is, the doctor that was taking care of her, like one of the twins said, "You need to order this," and she's like, "I got it." She didn't listen, and it's one of those things where you just go, "That shit made me fucking cry," because I'm looking at shit like. That is something that happens all the fucking time.
Mm-hmm.
And they're depicting it and they're not fucking pulling punches. And yeah, there's other bits of it that are just part of it, but that part just fucking slayed me. I don't know how to explain just how hard it is to watch. And like as someone who is a straight white guy who has a white wife, hearing her complain about the idea of how doctors and nurses don't listen to her. It's 50 times worse than for folks of color. Like that's the thing. Like for me, that show is informative because it's something I don't experience. And I try to find things like that so that I can learn more about experiences that aren't mine. Like I can live in my fucking bubble, but if I don't sit there and listen and watch shit and learn shit, how the fuck am I going to help?
Exactly.
Well, and this shows why it's important the rise of doulas, and the importance of doulas, right? ABC.
Yeah, my youngest daughter, she wants to be a doula, and that's the reason why she's going into nursing. So because she learned of the high mortality rate in the Black women when it comes to childbirth. So her whole goal is she wants to open up a birthing center. So I'm like, I'm here for it. I'm here to help you any way I can. But yeah, I'm excited for her for this journey.
Yeah, and I have a lot to learn because I'm like, it was only a couple years ago. I'm like, what the fuck is a doula? Why do we need that shit? And then like once I read, I was like, oh yeah. And again, not being a Black woman, never going to give birth and never going to have that. But I do have my own stories about how I misdiagnosed or people don't hear me because I just didn't think they heard me. But now I'm figuring out and with evidence that it's a systemic thing, and it's a racial thing. And I was even when I first heard, I'm like, how is medical care racist? And medical care.
Yeah.
Yeah, you learn that shit, and you're like, oh, that's really fucking racist. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
No, hold on. I know you laugh, Doug, but like you don't. This is what I got it. I'm trying to insinge on my kids. You don't know what you don't know, and it's not a shame thing or a bad thing if you don't know, because you don't know everything. And in this fucking male-dominated white society, these are things that we're not supposed to know. ABC.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's even more deceptive than just me being naive or just me not getting it. It's way more deceptive than that. Like Daniel said, going back to the main thing, this guy's like, oh, I don't want reality. Like, right. But what reality is that we're getting screwed over by the medical system and we're not taught it in any given way. So like, if it takes me 45 years to figure this out, and sometimes that fucking makes sense because no one's telling us shit. Go on, ABC.
The first time I learned how racist the medical field could be, I was 13. I was in a house fire. Burned first on my face, second on my hand, third on my arm, and patches on my back. I'm in pain. I'm a child. I'm crying. I'm scared, not knowing what's going on. Went to the hospital. And I'm just like, I'm in tears. It was a nurse, a white nurse, who told me that in order for the pain to stop, I had to stop breathing. My dad was in the room when she said that. And then she turned around and says, oh, they can endure pain. Those people always do. She'll be okay. Why did she say that when my dad was in the room? He almost went to jail for assault because he snatched her ass up. First of all, you don't tell a child who has already just been through a very traumatic experience something like that, and then you're dismissing her in the midst of being in pain and in fear. Like, oh, she's black. Oh, they can do it. They can deal with pain. Oh yeah, that was my first experience as far as when I learned how racist the medical field could be.
It's fucked up. That is fucked up. I don't.
It was wild. And after that, my dad told them, like, she better not have ever come back into the room. And after that, all I had was black nurses. And my black nurses were great. I still remember the name of the most amazing black nurse I ever had. Her name was Maggie. We call her Warfield Maggie because she was stern, but she was the best burn unit nurse that that you could come across. But after that, that's when I learned, like, okay, yeah, they don't care about us. They don't.
Can I ask a question as for both of you, actually? So when I look for doctors or things like that, I don't actually consider race because I don't have to. I'm a fucking straight white guy, and people listen to me because I'm a straight white guy. Do you look for doctors that are BIPOC? Like, is that something you seek out, or do you not do that?
All my doctors are black. I actively look. I actually wait on the waiting list to be able to get into a fucking appointment. If my gynecologist, my primary provider, my dentist are all black at this point now. I actively look. I will wait. If it's not an emergency, if they say, hey, we can't get you into November, motherfucker, I'll wait. I'll wait. Just so I can see this black doctor. That's where I'm at now.
Greg?
No, but what I do is I not so subtly remind them that I'm black, and I not so subtly remind them, especially recently, that I know how y'all operate. I actually literally say that. And a couple times, okay, at least you're on alert. Like, I know that I could come in here and say some things, and then y'all are going to ignore me. And they're like, oh no, we would never do that. I'm just pointing out that I know that y'all could ignore me. I live in Wisconsin. there is 3% black people here. So our representation in doctors is not going to be great. And I'm probably going to be waiting much longer than my friend ABC because she lives in Chicago and there's at least more black people there, by capita. But up here in Wisconsin, there aren't many. So I just got to deal with what I got to deal with. But what I do is I'm really, really open and in their face about letting them know that I'm on alert about the bullshit that they could pull, and I'm not going to have it. So does that fully help me? No. Is it going to be 100%? No. But at least they're on. At least I'm not. At least they're on notice. Like that's what I tell my kids. I was like, there's a lot of things that you can't do with people, but you can always put people on notice. You can always tell people that I know what's going on, and I do it to my kids all the time. Like, look, I'm not gonna look. So I can't correct you on everything, but I do know that something's going on here. Or even if I sniff that like they're not telling me the whole truth and I don't know, I'll be like, something's not right here. And I don't know if I'll ever figure it out, but something's not right. So at least they know that I'm on it and I'm not going to take anything less. So most recently, especially, and again, once I found out what doulas was a couple of years ago, I had a personal friend become one. And then she was telling me all these stories about black women, especially in Wisconsin, and why she's a doula and why she does it part-time because it's a passion. It doesn't pay her bills at all, but she does it because she's tired of seeing black women go through this. So yes, Doug, if I lived in a more black place like Chalonda, I would absolutely.
Well, here's the thing. Black nursing and medical professions are a rarity, even in the city like Chicago.
Right.
So I can only imagine what you're enduring. Like even with my medical provider, even just for me to go get an annual checkup, when I made an appointment just the other day, I can't get in to see her until December. That's how hard it is. And like my daughter, I'm preparing her. Like, look, it's a rarity. I mean, it's unfortunate, but this is what's going on in the medical field because for one, because of COVID, we've had a lot of medical professionals to walk away from the field. And it was already a rarity to have black medical professionals, but now even more, it's even harder. So like now it's just like I kind of even in the city of Chicago, I have to sit here and I have to wait my turn.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy. So it's like, okay, can I wait it out? Or do I want to go see a racist motherfucker that probably tried to kill me off anyway? No, I'll wait it out. It's not that serious. and it's sad. Like even now, like I'm dead serious. Like I just went for like a knee specialist. Like my knee has been bothering me. I waited 6 months for that appointment because I wanted to see a black doctor. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, look, I'll pop some and leave until it's time for me to go see his ass. And I went on just this past Wednesday. And I was telling him, he was like, yeah, I've been booked pretty solid because, again, a lot of black, men and women want to see a black doctor because of the past experiences they've had with other doctors. Now,
I'm sorry, you go. I'm sorry.
I said, no, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to say all other non-black doctors have been bad. I've had some good ones, but it just to me, my experiences have been tainted. So, overwhelmingly, I just just give me a black doctor because they can adapt. Well, they can understand what I'm going through.
Well, when your whole medical experience starts with what happened to you during your fire, of course that's going to frame, and that should frame how you look at things. It should. But also, though, I do want to say, my heart doctor and the people that have helped me get better have been overall fantastic. So I'm here to say that. And but I'm also here to say that especially not really my heart doctor, but my personal my what they call the one that you go to all the time.
General practitioner.
She's been put on alert, and not that she did anything, but she put it on alert. When I was rolling into the with all these tests and all that, I didn't really have time. These doctors were moving in and out. I didn't really have time to read all of them the riot act, but I did give my professional assistant and physician assistant doctor, all that. I've been able to read all of them, the ones that I see normally. I read all of them in the riot act, and I will continue to do that. I was like, you remember, I'm a black guy, so y'all gonna have to make sure y'all listen to me, or I'm just gonna go up the chain, and I don't really give a fuck. And that's kind of what I say. I'm just gonna go up the chain. If I gotta call your supervisor, I will. I don't care. If I gotta call that supervisor, I will. I don't care if they're all white. I'll go through the whole damn list, ABC.
Well, you know what? What I do is, and I'm at the point where I don't even cuss you out. Like I'm at the point, like, you know what? If you're not gonna give me the services, if I have to go to someone who's not black, and I tell them, if you're not gonna give me the services that I deserve, I'm gonna contact my insurance and let them know that y'all ass shouldn't be paid. Oh my God! Then they straighten up, like, oh wait, hold on. Then they jump. Oh no! Now I'm fucking with your money.
Thank you. Okay, cool. Yeah. That's a good one too.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Let me call my good Blue Cross Blue Shield PPO and let them know that your ass is not giving me the services that I deserve and that your ass shouldn't be paid.
Well, also, no one likes angry black woman or angry black man. So there's that's also in play. So then when you hit them with calmness, and this is what I was telling my kids, I was like, when you hit them with calmness, they don't know how to fucking act. They actually expect and want you to go off on them. So then that's an excuse. Well, he went off on me, or he's rude, and then it turns into something else. So if you're calm, you deliver that message like, look, I'm black, I know I'm black, and I know what happens to us in the system. I'm not going to let you do that to me. And if you just again, with all due respect, only black people can really handle another black person cussing you out. But what we do know with black, I've been saying this all summer at ABC. I've literally been saying it to my kids too. Like, black people will cuss you out, but like Afro Beard, you could cuss me out, we could still go to dinner because
I'm good now. I'm right. Your ass.
Correct. I got it off my chest. You know where we stand. We're good. Like, if it turns out bad, then no, that can't happen. But normally what happens is you get cussed out and then like shit dissolves and then we go out to dinner and we have drinks. And I understand. And I probably deserve to get cussed out if ABC's cussing me out, Doug. So like, I deserve it. So I got cussed out. I'm good. Like, and that's how it rolls in my house. Like, I'll cuss my kids out. And seriously, so 2 minutes later, I'm like, what's going on with Spider-Man? And what's going on with this? Right after I cussed them out, and they're looking at me like, you just cussed me out. Yeah, I did. And I'm done with it. And you got my point. And now we can move on. There's no grudge to be held. What's a grudge? Fuck a grudge. Like a grudge is for like, if you try
out in the black community is a love language. If you ain't cussed out, you love.
Yes. I swear to you, white people get cussed out and then like they're not friends forever.
Oh my
God.
Will
never talk. You will never talk to that person ever again. Almost like it's almost like that. And I've had friends like that, but they were all white. So like again, white people have this problem with getting cussed out by black people. That's number one. But white people have a problem with cussing other white people out. Like, just do it. It's fine. You're going to live. If you're good, you're going to live 75 years, okay? You're going to have to cuss someone out. What are you going to be, like this timid, angry person that's eventually going to get a gun and then go into the supermarket and kill a whole bunch of people because
I'm not going to do that.
Well, but this is the profile of white people who fucking do that. Like, people tell them they're wrong, they get all pissed off, they hold that shit in forever, and then they just explode. That's not the way to work. You let people feel, show you how you feel. Otherwise, you're being a fake motherfucker. If you're not telling me your emotions and you say you care about me and you don't tell me about how you feel, you're being a fake bitch, and I don't want you around me anyway. I'm sorry. That's how I seriously feel about it.
That's with his soul, y'all.
It's the truth.
Doug is awfully quiet. Like, should I say something?
No. Here's the thing. Everybody wants the truth. Everybody says you can't handle the truth, and I want the truth. And then when the truth is given to you, you all shrink up like little violets and don't say anything and go into a corner, and then you want to like kill everybody with like a machete. It's like, just stop. Grow up.
Right.
Sorry. Right. I'm not even talking to Doug. I'm just talking to people in general. I'm Tired
Yeah,
of it.
no, this is okay. So I wanna speak for like my white contingent here. So listen, so there's a weird undercurrent how black people communicate, which is different. Listen, you just expressed that as black people, you can kind of cuss each other out and move on.
Yes, please.
White people have an unwritten language that is like, if you cuss me out, you're mad at me, and I want to either avoid you or fight you. There is two different modes. It's
Oh, fight or
either
flight.
it's fight or flight, and that's what it is. Fucking period. And I am not a fighting person. That is not how I roll. Mostly, if somebody's bothering me, I just either like fuck off, and I'm gonna go over here, and I'm gonna not bother with you. I don't hold grudges. I just don't bother with those people anymore. That's how I work. And
Yeah.
other white folks are like, "Oh, you don't like me? I am going to hold that over you for the rest of my fucking life." Well, guess what that does? That creates a lot of stress. That means you don't get shit
Yes.
done. You don't figure shit out. You
Yes.
don't try to work through things at all. Now,
Right.
here's the thing. Like, so I'm gonna hey, oh my god, is that Raleigh?
Yes.
That is Raleigh. Oh my gosh.
Raleigh.
So hey, Rara.
She missed
So
you.
hey, baby.
She missed you clearly.
Talking about a dog that needs to be cussed out. Go on, Doug.
Yeah. So
All the
what is
time.
what is super interesting to me is like, so I look at things in this perspective as, so like if as a parent, and I go and I cuss my kids out about something, my kids carry that shit. They think, oh, I got to walk on eggshells. And I'm just like, no, I kind of vented and I'm good. But here's the thing. A lot of white people that do that kind of shit and they hold that. Oh, you traipsed on something that I think is valuable, then you don't get any of the things I want you that you want to have. Period. You don't get, whatever you're wanting, whether it's fucking video games or whatever the fuck it is. It could be a million things, right? The furry gangsta. So I find it fascinating to look at it from a cultural perspective because I'm not in that culture. I think that's great that you guys kind of blast and just work through that and be like, okay, all right, so I'm good. I got that shit off my chest. And honestly, white people would be much better served if you could just kind of and like vomit that shit out and just work past it,
I'm good without cussing you out if I don't care about you. That's it.
Okay.
If I care about you, what'd you say, BC?
I said, I cuss you out for free. It make me no damn difference. If you deserve it, you're gonna get it.
Right. But like if I don't give a fuck about you, I'm not gonna cuss you out. There's no reason for it. I can just do what Doug says. What white people do. I can just ignore you. Ignoring is the best fucking penance for me as far as what people is, just ignoring you. But
the problem is ignoring if you're in the white community, that's super passive aggressive.
And that's fine. I'll play y'all's games. But like if I don't care about you, I'm not gonna cuss you out. But if I do care about you, I will cuss you out. And then I'll find out real quick how much you care about me. So it's a really, really good thing, actually. The more I think I love it. I absolutely love it. But
hey, Greg, can I bring up a question real quick about to you and I specifically?
Okay.
So we both had heart issues and we both had different care.
Yep.
My question is, so you live in Wisconsin, I lived in New York State. I don't know if you got the same kind of care that I received. And like you said, your team was pretty on point. My team was, I was in the middle of COVID and I sat in a fucking emergency room hallway for 36 fucking hours on a cart because they didn't have any room for me in a goddamn cardiology lab because of all the COVID people. So that's what I did. But you said you got in fairly quick, which was great. And I'm super happy for you. But they were feeding me nitroglycerin for fucking a day and a half to just keep my blood pressure down because my blood pressure was in the fucking 190s over fucking 100. So I'm not saying my standard of care was less. I don't think that at all. I think they did all they could, but they were just overwhelmed. Whereas my question for you is more like, do you think your care overall would have been the same care that someone who looked like me received?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not doubting that at all. I hope it was. I hope it was better
Yeah.
than what I received. I do.
Yeah.
So,
No, it was UW was a really, really great thing. And also I think an underestimated aspect of my thing is that I live with a RN. So
that's
she's
fair.
always in my ear
I do
about
not.
right. Well, she's always in my ear about what to ask. And then, like, if I would text her what's going on, she would say, okay, that sounds right. Or, okay, you need to ask this. So there was that aspect. But no, man, I feel that I feel I really got really good care. In fact, I feel that I didn't listen to them enough. So that's where I'm at, actually. So
Okay, cool.
I'm good.
Cool. My concern was just making sure you get the same. So that's all.
No, I would probably say I got better because I was at least in a bigger established hospital, and that's why I
I
got
was
moved
in a
around like that.
giant hospital, Greg. I was not in
Okay,
some podunk
okay,
thing. I was.
okay, cool.
I'm not
Just-
mad at you. I'm just telling you, it
No,
was
no, no,
fucking
no, no.
huge. And I still said, and I saw COVID patients going by in tents next to me the whole time.
Yeah, I
it
was
not a
moved
good
up
thing.
to. Yeah, and it was probably more about there was more rooms open for me, so I was moved almost right to a room, and they were poking and prodding me and all kinds of things. Not in a
Yeah,
good way,
me too.
not in a good way, by the way.
No,
Like
not in a
sometimes
fun way.
poking and prodding can be good. We're not going to go there at this point. But that being said, Doug, we are going to wrap soon because I have some questions for ABC on the back channel
Yeah,
for
on the
sure.
back channel.
The wonderful back channel. But it has been excellent having ABC here. I want to
Yeah.
thank Doug for making it happen. I want to thank ABC for making it happen. We actually got a collab shirt going out of this whole deal.
Yeah. Hey, and we're
So
gonna promote the shit of that, and all you motherfuckers should buy it. So yeah.
yes, and you
I'm
too,
gonna say fuck
Rod.
quarters.
What's up? What's up, Rod? How you doing?
Hey
Um,
Rod, how you doing, homie?
I know, and
man.
homie needs to get his ass to barrel and flow this year. I'm tired. I'm not tired of the excuses. He has good excuses. He's missed because he was hurt. He's missed because he's had family things. So there's always good excuses. It's not like Rod is bullshitting us, but
We need
he
Rod.
does need to make an
Rod would love that
appearance.
shit.
Oh, he needs to make an appearance. He will at some point. He said he's going to. But Rod, we're gonna maybe we could all jump on Rod's stream and promote the shirt at one point.
Harass him.
Yeah, you want to do that, ABC, at some point? Maybe we could all jump on Rod's stream and promote the Rod.
Hell
We're gonna
yeah.
we're gonna do a shirt for the
I'm
for the
down
Black
for it.
Brewers Association, and ABC
I'm down
has
for
something
it.
she wants to show us there. What's going on?
Oh no, I was just trying to figure out if I'm about to pour the rest of this beer.
That better not be a damn porter.
Hell no, ain't no damn porter.
Oh wait! Look at this. Look
You
at
need
this.
to.
Hey, Rod's gonna be in your town.
Hell yeah, Rod. Look, let me say, don't do like Greg. Don't be like Greg.
Oh, here we
Rod,
go.
I'm going to
Yeah,
text.
but
Rod, I'm going to in DM you my number. Let me know when you're here. Don't do like Greg, and Oh, so he wants to know what's up with the shirt. So I said I was going to get a shirt made with my ABC logo that says "Fuck Porters," and then I was going to donate the proceeds to the Black Brewers Association. 620. Oh man, that's after graduation. Hell yeah, I'm free. Let's party.
This is great.
Let's do this.
Pictures or it didn't happen.
Yep. What was that? What was that middle finger? I saw that shit.
It was. She's all triggered by porters. She needs to. Whatever. Anyway, let's do a review, right, Doug? That's what.
Yeah, let's do it.
This shit. Ladies first.
Ladies first, exactly. Your review, what you had.
Yeah.
Okay, so I had starting off. I had the off-color beers for brunch.
Off color. Beers for brunch is good shit. That's a great beer.
Yes. And then I moved to the Revolution Deepwood Series VSOJ. And then I had some Colonel E.H. Taylor bourbon. Also, which I didn't see me pour, I also poured some Penelope bourbon. I was getting it in. And then when I'm done with this, I'm going upstairs to eat some better tacos.
Hefeweizen, pretty good. My Box from Lager and Friends, pretty good. Midwest, this is a pretty good supermoon. Not the best supermoon. I was looking for a little bit more oomph to it, but it was good. It was a solid beer, and I finished it, and I enjoyed all my shit. What's up, Doug?
Man, I can't pick a winner. Like I honestly, all these were just so good, and they're different. Fuck founder shirt. That's a great shirt idea.
Fuck it.
So
Fuck
this,
them.
so I had the straight up
I know.
Dragon's Milk. I had the 2-year-old Three Philosophers, and a Grodzisky. So I had all different kind of weird things, and they were all just fucking delicious. I can't pick a winner. All these were fucking great. If I had to pick a winner, it'd probably be just the Dragon's Milk because that is my all-time favorite beer. But
Oh, that doesn't have to be a winner.
no winner. All those were fucking great. That was a great beer night and a great guest.
Doug, you're a winner.
I'm a wiener.
All right, y'all. Next week, I'm not sure who next week is. I actually think that next week is.
Oh, Dave Mack, if we can get him on for Juneteenth.
Thanks for finishing my sentence, Doug. Because
Now look, I'm gonna be honest with you. Y'all gotta have somebody. Y'all need to have a black brewery for Juneteenth.
Dave Mack.
Oh, Dave. Oh, yes, right. Okay, my bad. Okay, I'm tripping. I've been drinking.
No. That's who it is.
From Mac Brewing.
Yes.
You know, it's so funny. I met him. It was so funny because I met him literally 2 minutes after you walked up to my table. And he is so cool, and I'm so proud of his progress.
Him and his sister too.
Yes,
Queen
yes.
Queen
so
Latifah.
when you talk to him, yes, I love those two. So when you talk to him, please tell him I say hi.
Absolutely.
If I can't tune in, but yes, I love them. They're so amazing, like down to earth people. And I wish, like, he does this Juneteenth party like every year. I wish that I could just like pop up. But after I get this fucking kid out the house, I'm like, look, I'm buying tickets to various cities.
What's up? ABC, let's do it next year for sure.
Yes.
Let's do it next year.
Yeah,
Keep saying it. Next year, let's all do it.
I'm in this FTK phase. Fuck them kids phase.
Fuck them kids.
Fuck them kids.
Or my friends call them ratty ass kids. Even though the kids are ratty, it's like ratty ass kids.
No, I call them financial parasites. Like I love my little financial parasites. But then my husband would call them fuck trophies. Because they are little fuck trophies.
And on that note, this is going down the hill really fast, so we're getting out of here, y'all.
Chalonda, stick around so we can blab with you after this stuff.
I'm down. Let me know.
Oh, we're just going out with her right now. We'll see y'all next week with hopefully Dave Mack. I haven't talked to him in a while, but this is his normal slot.
Yep.
So we'll see.
Yep.
Y'all have a great weekend. I know I will. Peace.
Peace out, people.